Something makes me turn around and stay, and I can't tell you why. When we get crazy, it just ain't right. Keep your head. Girl, I get lonely too. You don't have to worry, just hold on tight. Caught in your little world, 'cause I love you. Nothing's wrong as far as I can see. We make it harder than it has to be, and I can't tell you why. No, baby, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. Every time I try to walk away, something makes me turn around and stay, and I can't tell you why. No, no, baby, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why.
Well, ain't that a fact? I can't tell you why either. Yeah, I can tell you why. And I'll tell you why here in just a few. That's enough of that mushy shit. That was supposed to be a song in response to last night's horrifying loss to Arkansas. Let's get this shit show started.
To the 12, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. It is a touchdown, Big Orange!
Boys and girls, welcome to Sunday Night Live, a night usually reserved this time of year where we come on here and talk about what a great performance Tennessee had against an undermatched opponent. Well, that's not the case. I spent most of last night looking like this. That's the way I felt watching this game. I felt like I was on freaking life support. But I wasn't. And at the end of the day, it's just a football game, and I will go on and continue to live my life. Hard to believe, I know, for you die-hard football fans like myself that live and die seemingly on every play of our college football team. And last night, God, we missed some big ones. We missed some big opportunities last night. To put this game away in the second half, we missed some good opportunities in the first half to take a lead. And it was just one shit play after another. It's like we couldn't get set up. Our offensive line was trash last night. We were getting some shit calls. They missed calls. I'm by no means blaming this loss on the refs. By no means. So don't get that twisted. At the end of the day, it's a loss. And it's one loss. And it's just one loss. And we wound up pretty good in the polls today. We only fell to 8th in the AP poll, which I don't know how much that's going to play into the playoffs this year. But, being 8th in the middle of the season is not that bad of a deal. We'll let those other teams battle it out and knock each other around at the top of the polls, like happened yesterday. Bama goes down. I mean, yesterday was one of those Saturdays where all the top teams struggled and couldn't get it done. Bama, good Lord, Bama, what are you doing losing to Vanderbilt? You had the majority of the crowd in that shitty little stadium that I have to admit, Vanderbilt's doing a great job of adding a lot of new comfortable seats for us visiting teams to come in there and park our asses in. So good on Vandy for that. And good on Vandy. Congratulations to Vandy for pulling off probably the biggest win in program history, knocking off the number one team, Alabama, coming off of a big win against Georgia. Trap game, if you want to call it, was Arkansas trap game coming off a bye week, off of an emotional win for Tennessee and Norman. I don't know. These are all just talking points for guys like me to get on here and talk about. But at the end of the day, as Josh Heupel likes to say in all of his post-game interviews and stuff like that, at the end of the day, it's just one loss. All of Tennessee's goals are still right out there in front of them, like my hand in front of this camera. My green screen's not up. Tony is very, very late getting out of the studio today, so that's his fault, not mine. Anyway, thanks. Before I forget, big thank you going out to the guys that have sponsored this channel, South State Contractors. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. South State Contractors, Crockett Enterprises, Everhart Transportation, and Celine Driver. That's right. I think he knows what's coming for his Gators this week. Although at this point, I mean, look, say what you want about Florida, say what you want about Tennessee. They're coming off a win. We're coming off a loss. We should be pissed off in this game, and we should decapitate what Gator fans are coming up, and we should decapitate that team and blow them out this week. But I don't feel comfortable about it. I'm not going to lie. So, Celine Driver, if you're watching, your Gators have a chance this week. I don't think that's an unfair statement. And I don't think any of you in the comments would probably disagree with me. I think Florida's got a chance to come in here and upset Tennessee. And maybe that upsets some Tennessee fans that I'm saying that. But it's a fact. I mean, shit, they're 3-2 now? We're 4-1. They got, I'm not going to call it a big win over UCF, because let's be honest, it was UCF and it was Florida, and Florida should have won that game, even though I think UCF might have been favored. It's hard to talk constantly now with all the ravaging that went on my voice last night and over the last 2 years. But I'm doing the best I can, folks. Hope you hang in there with me and cut me some slack. I'm trying to get through this. I don't know where my boy Fanatic is. I sent him the link. One of my normal co-hosts, Taylor. I'm blaming this not on Taylor. I was in his stream for the Bama game. He's usually in my streams when I do these Tennessee games. I'm blaming this on Coaster Freak. Y'all probably don't know who he is, but that's okay. It's his fault. Me and Onikuno both agreed on this last night. It's his fault Tennessee lost this game. Jesus. Is it Nico's fault? No. I don't think you can put a loss on one single player, even though he did have his worst game by far as a starter for Tennessee. 6 games he's played. The kid's a freshman, albeit a redshirt freshman. He's still a freshman. and he's having to make mistakes on the fly out there. And he made some bad ones last night, like running out of bounds on the last play, a la Joe Milton. And I can hear all the opposing fans now. Nico's a bust. He ain't going to be shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put that on him. Put that on him. Let him read these social media retards and see what happens. Nico is in no way, shape, or form currently or going to be a bust. He's a young guy that's making some terrible mistakes. And I know, give me the Arch Manning comparison. Give me any other freshman comparison out there. I don't care. I still think Nico's going to do great things at Tennessee. And I think he's going to do some great things this year. And he's got another opportunity, as head coaches like to say. We got another opportunity in front of us this week. And I would love nothing more than to see Nico come out and shine, beat the shit out of Florida. Nothing would make me happier. And I guarantee you, all of us Tennessee fans would forget about this awful Arkansas game. Look, Arkansas is not a bad team. They're not. They're not Vandy of 4 or 5 years ago. They're just not the bad team that everybody has them made out to be. They whipped us up front all night long. They kicked our ass. They made our offensive linemen look inept. Lance Hurd should have probably stayed out of this game. It was just terrible, his performance. And he'll look back on this game and go, damn, I should have stayed out. It was just mind-blowing how awful he looked out there. I think me in a wheelchair could have blocked better than him last night. Is how bad it was. And same with Andrej Carrig. You know, these guys were supposed to be a strong point of our team this year. And so far, they've been a liability. I hate to say it, but it's true. You know, there's been years in past on my channel where I would have got on here and called this team a bunch of pussies. But I'm not going to do that now. I'll leave that for someone else to do. I just think it's a team with a load of potential that had a bad night last night. And they lost by a handful of seconds and a handful of yards. They were literally one play away from winning that game, but it didn't happen. So now they'll move forward with another chance against another team that we should beat. This is a Florida team that we should beat. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. They're not having a Florida year by their standards by any stretch. Their coach is on the hottest of hot seats, and they're coming into what's going to surely be a fired up Neyland Stadium. Our crowd's going to be out of their minds for this game. What is this bench bar? What did Jackpot do? One of the Vol players shoved an Arkansas fan down that was rushing the field. Well, look, what can I say? Don't rush the damn field. That's all I can say. I mean, there was videos 2 years ago when Tennessee fans were rushing the field of Alabama players making an ass of themselves. It happens. It's part of it. You know, what would you do, bench bar, if you were a player and you just came off an embarrassing loss? I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but look, Jackpot's going to be Jackpot. He's going to use this as a, you know, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. People are going to have fun with us now. You know, our fans have been out of their minds for the last few weeks over this team, making ashes of themselves on social media. I can proudly say I was not one of those idiot Tennessee fans making an ass of myself on social media. I've been, for the most part, keeping my mouth shut the last few years on here. When everybody else is reaping all the benefits of Tennessee being good, I've just continued to try and do what I've been doing on here for years. And under circumstances that aren't the best by any stretch for myself, but I still come on here and own up to whatever it is I've got to own up to. And I'm doing what I can do. And because I'm having such a hard time talking with my voice, and because I don't see VOLS Fanatic in the back room yet. Let me see what he said, if anything on the link. Nope. I sent the link. It's showing that he's active now on Facebook, so I don't know. Let me text him because I need some help on here. I can't talk for 2 straight hours. My voice just won't allow it. Let's see. Philip. So I texted him. Yeah, he was just as shocked as I was last night at the way this team was playing. And I thought in the second half, surely they would snap out of it. And it looked like they had. When we went up 14-3, I was feeling a whole lot better, feeling a whole lot more confident that we would pull this game out. I knew at that point that obviously it wasn't going to be a blowout like a lot of Tennessee fans and even myself thought. I thought Arkansas would give us a tussle for the first half and we'd pull away in the second half. And that's exactly what it looked like was going to happen. But only half of that was true. They left a lot of points out there on the field in the first half too. And they could have easily been up 24-0 in that game before Tennessee fans had time to even put their asses in their seats. See what this is. I love my balls, but if our O-line doesn't step up, we're in trouble. That's true, Jimmy. That's an absolute fact. Nico has potential, but nobody ever won a single thing on potential. And his potential is not going to help us get better. He's got to get better. The coaches have got to get better. A lot of this is on the coaches. That's just a fact. Some of the play calling, some of the play designs, that didn't look like our normal offense last night by any means. And I'm a fan, so I'm not going to criticize the coaches. That's what they get paid millions of dollars to do. I get paid portly, or not portly. Should I get paid a paltry? That's the right word. I get paid a paltry fee to sit on my ass and watch the games. I don't know. It was frustrating, and it was definitely tough to watch. So a lot of moving in the polls today. A lot of people taking some steps back. A lot of people taking some steps forward. Let me drop the link. Help, help. Somebody come rescue me. Oh, shit, that's right. Hang on. You know what, guys? The whole Philip thing is on me. But this guy can certainly help get me through it. Hoghead, I certainly appreciate the super chat, buddy. Other than the first 7 minutes of the third quarter, Arkansas kicked their ass. But that's true. Not a lie. Not a stretch of any imagination. That's an absolute fact. What's up, Sean? What's up, Harry? You guys have come to my rescue. I was just about to lose my voice. Guys, I totally forgot. Philip's in Florida this week.
Yeah, he's on vacation.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was gonna bring that up. I was like, didn't you mention he was gonna be down here last time we talked?
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that.
I warned him today.
Let me warn you guys real quick. This guy I'm about to add to the stage, Nicholas, you behave yourself, okay? You behave yourself.
This is
What's happening, buddy?
Not much, man. How are you?
Are you doing okay today after the loss?
Oh, yeah.
You're not looking for any bridges to jump off of or nothing like that, right?
No, but
Okay, that's good. That's
I've
good.
been having a rough couple days. So.
Well, we're sorry to hear that. Maybe Sean and Harry can cheer you up. Now, what were you saying, Sean?
I was gonna say this is not the best time to be in Florida this week.
No, it isn't.
So
Probably not.
I speak from experience because I'm here. So
Don't you guys have another one bearing down on you?
Yep. I'm. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow with more updates. But this morning I got a little slight bit of hope for me that this fucking thing isn't going to hit me directly head on. So,
well, we certainly hope not.
Well, I'm inland, but it's just more of a.
Well,
it was initially
look how far inland we are.
Yeah, I understand, but it's
mean,
like it was initially going to hit Tampa head on. Now it's like going to hit like the main part of it's going to hit south of Tampa around Sarasota at the moment, and I'm not going to get the full brunt of it. It'll still be annoying, and I'm still probably going to deal with potential power outages and shit during just the biggest week of the year for what I do.
Maybe you need to pack up the bags and hit in the car and head north. And
well, I would need somewhere to go, and somewhere to chill.
Well, you're certainly welcome here.
Well,
I mean, I don't have plush accommodations, but I got food, I got water, and I got power, and I got internet, and I got football. So
I appreciate that offer, but I do not have the extra funds to make a road trip at the moment.
I understand. Maybe Coaster Freak can help you out.
God, can I put a bullet in my mouth, please, instead?
He evidently he was watching last night when me and you were talking about it, so he sent me some text today. I'm not,
of course,
rich, blah blah blah. And,
the fuck you aren't.
I mean, he's richer than us, right? He's taking these fucking extravagant college football tours. So
I always laugh at these people whenever I hear people bitch about, I go to all the road games every year. This is it, bitch. Bitch, you're rich. You're closer to the top 1% than the rest of us. What about the fans who go to the road games? What about you have all this fucking free time to go to all these road games and all this extra cash to go to all these fucking road games? Like, fuck you.
Well, in case he's watching, let me make sure let's see.
I don't care. He can watch all he wants.
No, I don't take anything I said back yesterday. I mean, what's he gonna do? Drive over here in his Toyota Sienna and kick my ass? I'll throw my leg at him.
The views and opinions of me are from me, so that's all. I'll say that. But anyway,
I think this was an effort to make us understand. He said, first of all, I've got my friends. Just thought of you because it was Tennessee. Just so you know, I don't live off rich parents. Huge myth. It's working hard. I relocated out of California with little resources 9 years ago. It's called a weekend. I'm in driving distance of Arkansas, blah, 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 blah. They're all in range. And that's totally feasible and understandable. if you work hard and save your money, people can do this.
I live in Florida. You know how much it costs for full coverage insurance on a car in this fucking state? It's a lot.
It's a lot everywhere, bro. You're not
Yeah,
alone.
baby.
Is the car worth
All right,
coverage on?
Ghost, you're already treading on thin ice, buddy. I just was nice enough to let you back in here, and now you're starting your shit again. I'm gonna whine about that. Sorry. What's up, David?
How you doing, buddy?
Big week for you guys.
Big week for us.
Yep.
Bad news for you. Ohio State's not #1 anymore. So, but I mean that would have worked in your favor, in my opinion. But
that's good news for you though, Sean, because Texas is #1.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? I didn't look. Is that how it's?
Yes,
is that how it is?
they are.
Gosh
No.
darn it!
Yeah,
We're just we're just happy to be there, and I know it's our Super Bowl. I know that game is our Super Bowl at all, but
Yeah, Sean, take your participation trophy and go home.
I know, right? Just
God bless. You should be thanking Texas for allowing you to be a footnote on their national championship season.
I mean, we go to their state to play this game.
Jeez.
Come on now.
Come on, man. Scott,
David, can you do me a huge favor and
I
rally the troops and I hope and pray that Oregon just dismantles Ohio State. I know it's going to be tough sledding, but you guys can do it. I got faith in you.
Hey, the last time we played them, we beat them in their shoe. So we own their boots. And
Where's
now
it at this year?
it's in Autzen.
Well, y'all gonna have to
Michigan
do it.
claimed there was a crown on the field years ago. Lloyd Carr. The field is crowned. That's why we lost. Fuck you, Lloyd Carr.
Is it in the shoe again?
No, it's at
No,
Autzen.
it's out in Oregon. I think that'll definitely play in your guys' favor, obviously, because you guys are loud out there. I'll give you that credit.
Well,
For a Vanderbilt-sized stadium, you guys at least put your own asses in the seats and make
You're
a
not
lot of
wrong.
noise.
Yeah.
So.
We don't let 75% of our stadium get taken over. That won't.
Hey,
happen.
look, I've said it all weekend. Credit to Vanderbilt's administration. They're doing their best to make that stadium comfortable for the opposing teams.
you don't just
Adding all those seats. I mean,
you just don't walk in
the
the
first
first
bank
bank.
stadium. No, that's my joke. God damn it! You stole it from my fucking Twitter feed. God damn it!
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what the original one you called it
well,
was.
Bama don't. That's for sure.
That game was still amazing yesterday. They pushed around Alabama.
My Georgia buddy Shane Bentley is here. Thank you for the super chat, Shane. The Commodores could take down the Bama bandwagon fans, but my Georgia dogs couldn't. I know UGA played Bama at home. Either way, this season baffles me. It has been baffling. I'm going to need therapy after this. We all might, brother.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Kirby coming out and saying that he's disappointed in his fans for not being louder against Auburn?
He was right.
It was on the fuck. I mean, it was on the heels of a very emotional game. I mean, he won the game. Quit bitching, shit.
And not by a little bit. 31-13, whatever it was.
Yeah,
that's a blowout.
See, y'all are missing the point of this, okay?
Oh, let's have it. Let's have it, Harry.
Totally missing it. It was fucking homecoming.
Oh, who cares? Nobody cares. I'm sorry.
Who cares about? Come on.
Listen to me.
Everybody has a homecoming.
I couldn't. Tell you
let Harry talk. Let Harry talk.
It was the atmosphere wasn't good in the stadium because at homecoming, all the folks that don't raise hell at the games that are my age attend. The rest of the time they sit up there in their boxes and drink their wine and whatnot, and they're not a factor. And the normal crazy people are in the stands. But what pissed Kirby off was all the Greeks. They had block seating up in the upper deck in the corner of the end zone, and they all bailed at halftime. So there was like 4,000 people gone out the upper deck at halftime of the game. and there just wasn't the juice in the stadium like it normally is. And
Oh,
it has been.
people
that's
leave
what
at
he was-
halftime of blowouts because that doesn't happen in every college
It
football
Well,
wasn't
game.
a blowout at halftime.
At halftime, it wasn't a blowout. No, they had partying on their mind, and that's what they
Yes.
did.
This
So-
is a problem at every major
Every major
brand name
college,
school. It
yes.
happens at Bama. It happens at my school. I'm sure
Happens
it
at
happens
Oregon.
David's school.
Okay.
This is
and
not a
he bitched
unique
about
problem.
it, so he got it off his chest. And
You
now
guys
he
will be
feel better.
plenty loud enough, Harry, for the Tennessee game, I'm sure. So
Oh, you have no worries about that.
yeah,
Promise.
I'm not at all worried about the
Man.
All
loudness
right,
of
now
your
then, I got to
crowd.
give Okikuno some positive karma here.
Unikunu.
That's what I
Onikuno,
do.
One canoe.
you didn't
That's
do
my-
nothing.
That's my favorite
That's a
nickname.
gift. You got a gift this week because
I
there
did.
is a curse on number one right now. It seems this year.
Oh,
Whoever-
don't worry. If you thought what are they? I don't care if they're number 1 or number 100. Like I look forward to that game every year and want to whoop their ass. I want to put a boot on their neck and end their lives. Like
Well,
I don't
there's a
need.
little-
I personally
comment.
do not need that motivation, but
there's some
I do
extra
love that they have
universal
that
juice.
target on their back, and it makes it more fun because we're told we were told last year when we won the game that it was our well, that game is their Super Bowl. It's like you don't get to say that when you've gotten your ass whooped like 80% of the time over the past like
No.
2.5 decades. You don't get to say that shit.
I will say I am selfishly rooting for Texas in that game because when Oregon beats Ohio State, I do not want us to be number one. I want them to hold that crown for as long as possible. I'll be
Oh,
perfectly
David,
happy.
don't be a bitch. Take the number one spot. You're like the one person in here who don't have at least one ring or seen one championship in their lifetime. Like you go grab that brass ring and you hold on to it. If you guess what, it's easy during the season. It's easy to get to the top of the mountain. The hard part is staying on top because there's always more people climbing up trying to knock your ass off, and that's what college football is.
Hey, I don't know if I've talked to you guys about it, but I've talked about it on other spaces. That Purdue game on a Friday night after that Ohio State game scares the shit out of me.
You just played a Friday night game against Michigan State
at home. At home,
yeah,
though,
a
we're
shitty
going
first half where Dylan threw 2 red zone picks that were horrendous, and you still won by 3 scores.
Look, if people haven't learned their lesson by now, I'm here to help everyone understand. Just go win your fucking game. If it's by 1 point or 50, it doesn't matter.
Amen.
I would much rather win a game by 1 point than lose a game like we did last night.
Man, I can't. I saw that game being 14-3. I was like, "Oh, this Hayes in the barn. Game's over. There's no way."
Well, I think a lot of Tennessee fans thought that. I was guilty of thinking,
they
okay,
couldn't
we've got
move the
it.
ball, and their back string quarterback came in. I was like, "Oh, this." They're going to be lucky to get another field goal.
Well, actually, when the backup quarterback came in, that's when I got worried because that's when Tennessee seems to crumble.
Well, usually against Florida, but yes.
I guess he got hurt last night.
Yeah, you obviously aren't expected to, but don't know your Tennessee history. Anytime a backup quarterback for anybody comes in against us, bad shit happens. Bad juju occurs.
What happened to Taylor Green anyway?
I don't know. I just know he got injured.
Oh,
I didn't see the injury either.
Yeah, and he tried to come back in and couldn't go, and they finally just had to pull him. Hopefully he's all right. And
yep, you wish for the best.
yeah, because he had a good game going last night. I think a lot of Tennessee fans
couldn't stop him.
I know a lot of Tennessee fans thought he was going to throw 3 or 4 interceptions in this game, and they'd turn the ball over, and we beat the shit out of them. But none of that happened. 0 of that happened.
I am so glad Oregon and Ohio State are healthy. I am so glad.
Well, they're coming to your city.
They are.
Okay, Orange, I got to correct you on that. He didn't go in low on him. He got blocked down low into him. There's a big difference. A lot of people might see that comment and think, oh, well, it was a dirty hit. It was not a dirty hit.
He got blocked low, yeah.
I didn't see the
play,
so.
It didn't matter. At the end of the day, we couldn't do shit.
Nope. Our secondary looked like the secondary of old, okay?
Well, if anybody watches, damn it, I've already forgot their name. The guys that Blue Chip Breakdown. That's a small Tennessee channel that does good work. They do film breakdowns every Sunday, and that's what I was watching before I started my show tonight. And Tennessee left a ton of points on the field last night, and a lot of it was Nico's fault. I don't know how much of it was actually his fault, but if you watch the way they broke
Play
those
calling
plays
wasn't
down,
good.
the play calling was fine, Nicholas. It's just Nico didn't execute last night.
See,
He had a
Tennessee
he had a
now knows
horrible
the
game.
pain. Tennessee now knows the pain of seeing their 5-star quarterback cost them the game by leaving points on the off the board.
Well,
Like-
I would much rather see that than see my 5-star quarterback being hauled out of the game on a stretcher.
Well,
Yeah.
none of that happened to either of us, but like,
Right.
So,
Well, I guarantee you, he had company all night long in the backfield when he.
Some people didn't like the play calling, so.
Well, a lot of people don't like to play calling when you lose, Nicholas. Fans, look, coaches are coaches, fans are fans. A lot of us think we know what we're talking about, but that's why they get paid millions and millions of dollars to make these calls. And it's easy for us fans to sit here on our asses and criticize the next day. I mean,
I love how all the people, you can tell people are slowly, the people who've been waiting are turning on Heupel. Did you know he's 7-7 in his last SEC conference games? It's like, oh, where did this come from? Where did this come from? No, but people are bringing this shit up. It's like, oh
That
shit,
sounds like some of our fans. Man.
people are starting to turn on Josh Heupel.
they're going to turn on Nico too. You know, he's a bust. He's not worth a shit. He blah blah. You know, I mean,
we got retroactive hatred over
6 fucking games the dude has started. Give him a few more games, and I promise you, he'll live up to the hype.
Yeah,
If
we
not,
got fans pissed off retroactively even more over a couple weeks ago because you all lost to Arkansas. Can't believe you lost to that team. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up. Can we focus on beating the team we really want to beat this year, like every year, and get?
Wait a minute, you guys didn't lose to Arkansas, did you? Did I miss something?
No. What I said was we lost to you, to a team that lost to Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're mad. Yeah. It's like, fuck you. Can we? Do you guys know what conference we're in? Seriously, listen. Now Vanderbilt is a whole different topic that no one saw coming, despite how they've kind of all.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
I mean, granted, we should have seen it. We should have given them a little bit of a bigger chance since they kind of like probably should have beat Mizzou and they beating Virginia Tech. It's like this is a different Vanderbilt team, but even so, it was like this is different, guys. Like you're gonna see crazy shit like this on the reg, like.
It's not your daddy's Vanderbilt.
We're not the only big dog in the conference like we used to be. Like that those days are over. Like you got to get over that shit.
I think
we still have that mentality.
How could Georgia lose to the team that lost to Vandy? Shame on you, Georgia.
Man, that lost to Georgia State. Transitive Properties. Georgia State's the number 1 team in the country. I'm trying to tell you guys.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I wanted. That's why I was hoping Auburn would pull something off yesterday.
So Georgia Southern is the best team in the college football world. Then
how about that? The Boise State.
Well,
David gets it. David gets it.
Then see, Oregon is the true number 1 because Boise's only loss is to Oregon. So
there you go.
It all comes full circle. It just
when you lost to Georgia State, so.
we already went around that mountain. We got it. We figured it out.
I would like to state for the record,
we lost to Georgia State a couple years ago. I don't want to bring that up again.
What were you going to say, Oni Kuno?
I would like to state for the record, fuck the troops. Tulane's winning the American Conference. So
good God, man, that was an ass whipping they put out yesterday.
I think a lot of fans that like Oregon fans that moved into the Big Ten and Oklahoma and Texas fans, for them to think they're not going to still have like the Iowa States of the world pop up in their conference every now. Like we lost to Stanford like every other season. It felt like. But to think that we're not going to have a quote unquote Stanford in the Big Ten.
Stanford you played back in the day was the Jim Harbaugh.
But I'm using.
They knew how to beat you.
We lost to David Shaw one year too when we were like they were bad. They were like 2-2 or 2-3 or whatever it was, and we went into their house with no people in it and lost.
Remember when David Shaw was like an elite head coach
Yes.
allegedly, and then he just fell off a cliff.
Well, they changed their graduate program too.
Let's give some credit to teams that actually deserve some good credit for yesterday. Texas A&M for thoroughly humiliating Eli Drinkwitz. Good on you,
God.
Texas A&M, for that.
I hate to give A&M credit,
beat
but
the
it's
I know you do. I know you do.
that is the most dominant win they've had over a top 10 team ever.
Well, I've got my first Florida fan
Uh-oh.
waiting to come in. And
They
before
gotta
I get to him, who probably still thinks Tennessee's going to destroy his team, that should give you a hint who it is. Shout out also, I hate to do this, and it'll probably kill Oni Kuno too, but shout out to Miami for coming back from being down 35 to 10.
2:30 in the morning to watch
I
that
was up
bullshit.
last night watching that shit too, texting Slim, and
God damn, like we could have had 6 teams in the top 11 lose. 6 teams lose. And Cal had to. I thought Cal was destined to win. That fucking student hit that $100,000.
Oh yeah, in a pair of vans.
They're gonna win tonight, baby. And then fucking Mendoza can't get a fucking first down to save his life, and then give, just like, ugh.
The 77-yard thing to what's his name is what caused them to lose the game. If they don't give up that play, who knows? But
they were up 35 to 10 in the middle of the third quarter, and they fucking blew that game.
It's Cal. That's the ACC after dark, man. That's
as much credit as Miami gets. Somebody's got an echo. As much credit as Miami should get for winning that game.
New person.
Yep, new person.
Yeah, it's not me. I muted up, and it's not me.
Put on your headphones or whatever you got to do.
That's Celine. I think that was Celine. He'll probably fix it and be
Celine
back.
Driver? Holy shit. Blast from the past.
I think, God damn it, I forgot their name. I forgot what I was talking about. As much credit as Miami gets for winning that game, Cal should get equally as much bad credit for fucking blowing that game.
Yes.
I mean, they had that game won.
Yep. Well, not anymore.
It was 35 to 10.
That's
the Tree Huggers
2 weeks
fail
in
again.
a row. 2 weeks in a row, Miami escapes by the skin of their fucking teeth.
Yep. Hey, that's what I'm not saying Miami's going to win the Natty, but
that reminds me of 1998. No.
That's not what I was going to say. Although that's what I'm thinking. But and fuck you, Uncle Lou, for sending me that hashtag 1998 text last night. You asshole.
I thought he was his ass whipped the next
Did he really?
last night.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Georgia fans got sent 1980.
Was it after we lost?
Yeah, it was after.
Of course, it was after we lost, Nicholas.
Yeah.
We got to have something to hang our hats on around here. Damn it. Hey, look, it was just a quarter of a century ago that we won the Natty, guys. I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
We still have a more recent title than you.
It was forever ago that Oregon's won a Natty, so I don't want to hear any of you teams talk about it. I'm
not in the sport of football.
Heupel won the Natty.
Well, he was the offensive coordinator. He wasn't the head coach. So
no, he was the quarterback that won the Natty.
No, Josh Heupel was the actual quarterback of our.
Yeah, he was the quarterback for Oklahoma when they won.
Oh, that's a crazy stat.
Actual quarterback.
That's a crazy stat. Wow.
Yeah, 2001.
He was not a coach yet.
That's crazy.
He was a skinnier version of just the very
skinnier version of himself.
Can I ask you, Tennessee fans, something? Does it bother you at all that he just looks like the sloppiest motherfucker in college football? Is that
he beat Bama? They don't care.
Yeah, good point. He beat Bama. Don't care.
Doesn't that just chap your ass?
Just wipe the mustard off your chin before your next interview.
Could you at least shave the neck hair off? I get it. You're a big guy. But
as someone who currently has neck hair,
it's chin hair.
No. The back of his head is a Muppet. He needs to take a razor to the back of. No.
What are you doing looking at the back of his head? Leave the back of his head alone, David.
Well, he has.
Worry about your own. Worry about your own, coach. Fuck.
Dan
Thank
Lanning.
you,
Yep.
LSU Scooter. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Hey, BBD. Didn't Tennessee just increase prices for tickets and called it a talent fee? Yes, they did. They indeed did do that.
This is when that shit gets thrown in their face now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the time to give me, personally, who had absolutely nothing to do with it, shit about Tennessee raising their prices. Look,
Well,
I'll probably
Arkansas
never
did,
attend.
and it was
I'll
way
probably never attend another Tennessee game as long as I'm alive, most likely. So I don't give a shit if they raise it
200%.
$1,000 a
Yeah.
ticket. I don't care. They'll still
Yeah,
fill it up
maybe
when they
a
need
little
to. So, but thanks for the super chat, Scooter. I appreciate it, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Well, hopefully those prices aren't too bad when we
for you later.
when we return the favor next year and we come win another game in Neyland next season. So.
Yeah, that's not
Okay,
happening.
I gotta step
It's
out of here
not?
for a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, Harry. Need to
Man.
rename it the loss to unranked team on the. Look, damn it, that was a good team, Squid Tard. Didn't you see
God
the
bless it.
possibility of that coming? Seriously.
If they didn't turn the ball over, they'd be 6-0 right now.
Well, I don't care about what they should be. That shit irritates me when people say, "Well, Vanderbilt should have been 4-0 going to that game." Well, guess what? They weren't. They were 2-2, and
Right,
they still beat Bama's ass, just like Arkansas still beat our ass. We were
Yeah.
lucky. We were lucky that game wasn't a blowout early. I mean, they were. God,
They were moving the ball. Yeah.
I irresponsibly came away from last night thinking we could win we could win every game on the rest of our schedule, can't we? Let's fucking go.
I'm glad you have that confidence here, team. What's up, Celine? How you feeling about this week, buddy?
He's not in here right now.
Well, goddamn it! I just put him in here. I just put him in there.
He backed out because he was the echo.
I know, but he came back, and I put him
okay.
in. I thought I put him in. Hell, I don't know.
Well, he's back out now.
Maybe I just imagined that, like I imagined Tennessee beating Arkansas last night. By the way, in me and Philip's little head-to-head, in case you're listening, Philip, and you probably already know this, in our little head-to-head pick'em contest, BBD went 4-2 yesterday, and poor Fanatic, he had a bad day. He went 0-6. He missed every single pick he made.
Hey, so he picked Bama.
Yeah, he picked. Yeah, he picked Bama minus the 22.5.
Wow.
Who'd you give the points to?
Evidently a charity.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Just like the next time he makes picks, all I got to do is make the opposite choice, and I'll sweep. That's a good move right there.
What's up, TriStar? How you feeling today?
Well, I mean, I'm doing all right. I mean, yeah.
What are you ready to blame this loss on?
Well, I mean, I would say if you're gonna blame it on anything, it would be offensive line more than Nico.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they were bad yesterday.
TriStar.
Porous would be a word I would use.
First quarter.
Hey, TriStar, you know why they lost? It's because the Arkansas should be in the Southwest Conference. Tulane should be in the SEC, and if that were the case, you wouldn't have played Arkansas yesterday.
No, not Tulane. not Tulane.
Rank Tulane, you cowards.
But anyway, since I'm on here, I want to give a special shout out in the Tri-Cities. His name's Corey Doss. I want to show it on camera. Let's see if I can turn my light on here. There we go. He makes these little chains here. It says it's a Power T, and it says strong on it.
Uh-huh.
He makes these, and it's to raise money for all the flood victims up there in the Tri-Cities.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a good cause right there. So.
That's right. If you turn it upside down, it looks like an L. So you can just for one week.
Good,
the hell
up.
Anyway.
But anyways,
well, if you turn that OU upside down, it looks like a loss to Tennessee.
It looks like the word no, never again.
Wait. Hey, listen. I'm on First and Long last night. I called my shot. I said, I think that they pull off the upset with Texas next week. I think their defense is good enough. I'm not sold on Texas because, again, the only team that they played with a pulse is Michigan, and
they
we
suck
see
ass.
and Michigan is fucking terrible.
Yeah, they blew them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Michigan lost to a team called Washington yesterday. I mean, God bless.
That's
Washington.
David's second favorite team.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Huck the Fuskies, right, David?
Huck the Fuskies.
So in this great intercollegiate match, in this great interconference matchup between the Big Eight and the Southwest Conference between Oklahoma and Texas, I think Oklahoma pulls off the upset.
Man, that would be the number 1 and the number 2 team in the country losing in the same week. That would just be pretty. That would be pretty.
It's 2007 all over again. Woohoo!
Well,
That would put Georgia back on top.
No, it would put Oregon.
Oregon would be number 1.
Yeah, the winner of Oregon Ohio State gonna get that crown.
There is that whole.
Whoever wins between Oregon and Ohio State is going to be number 1.
Don't forget about the whole SEC bias. I mean,
actually, BVD, 3 out of the 4 teams in the top 4 are Big Ten teams. So, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Wait, hold.
Hey, you can't be. Wait a minute, TriStar. You're not already waving that Big Ten flag, are you?
No,
I am.
No,
I mean, you guys are
hold on.
not you,
BVD.
TriStar. I'm talking about David.
Yeah, I am. I absolutely am waving that Big Ten flag. 3 out of the 4 top.
So
3.
Oregon's in the Midwest. I didn't know Oregon was a Great Lake.
Oregon is Midwest to somebody.
We're in the Big Ten. We have a bigger lake than some Big Ten schools. Crater Lake, man. Know your knowledge. Know your state facts, sir.
Well,
TriStar, you're going to have to give it up because look, I'm a proponent of the whole geographical location thing too, but that shit's in the past now. I mean,
they don't look at geographic.
I would give anything if these conferences were still geographically equivalent to where they should be.
Hey, at least Oklahoma and Texas share borders with SEC schools, so you just expanded.
They do.
So
technically, Oregon shares a border with some Big Ten schools. We have Washington and UCLA and USC. So.
Oh my God!
What the border of the United States?
Well, hey, listen, that's fine. You weirdos up in Oregon can have your fun. I'm fine down
not
in
in
Polk County.
Oregon. I'm in Arizona. TriStar, quit putting that evil on me.
Oh, so
you live in Arizona by choice, like I live in Florida by choice. So.
Yes, I got out of that crazy state.
Yeah, you chose to get the hell out of there. So, boo on you.
Well, that's fine. You can keep your desert. I like trees and grass too much.
I mean, that's an opinion.
Yeah,
I'll just walk out and look at dirt.
At least they don't have to worry about frivolous spendings such as lawnmowers and weed eaters. You know, they don't have to worry about that in Arizona. Neither do I, though. I got somebody else to mow my lawn, and I use weed killer. So
I had to deal with some arrogant butthole today. Anyway,
arrogant butthole. You had an arrogant butthole. My
butthole. Game, sporting event.
But I mean, I'm not concerned about. Oh, is Tennessee all of a sudden going to go 7-5? Like a lot of Tennessee fans on social media just need to calm down. I mean. Whether you want to, I know BVD, I know you hate that. Well, if this would happen, then this team will be undefeated. I mean, it's a proven fact with Arkansas. If they don't have turnovers, they're 6-0 right now.
But they did, and they're not.
And they played a clean game. And I know if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all be fucking rich.
They just kicked our ass, TriStar. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, they did. They flat out whipped us
in the first quarter.
They made our offensive line look like some of these offensive lines I see in high school. I mean, you literally got guys out there. You got guys out there blocking air, literally blocking nobody. I mean,
they made guys who are fast look not fast.
Lance Hurd should have took another week off. Do what, Squid?
A lot more beatings are coming unless we come to reality and fire somebody for this. This is absolutely ridiculous. I want to go ahead.
Who do we need to fire, Squid Tard?
Either the offensive line coach or the offensive coordinator. It is absolutely ridiculous. The play calling was absolutely atrocious. Sure, the offensive line was absolutely terrible too, but the offense, the play calling was absolutely horrendous. You know, Nico is getting drilled because the offensive line is terrible. Have him run some quarterback runs on the outside instead of
Nico was getting drilled, Squidtard, because he missed a lot of passes. That's just all there is to it.
Sure, but you had screen, run up the middle, screen, run up the middle. There was absolutely no creativity with the play calling at any point in the game, and that's why we lost at the end of it. It was a play not to lose situation, and I can only think of one person I think of play not to lose, and that's Butch. So for the life of me, I was
told the 12-team playoff would ruin the regular season, and I have yet to see proof of otherwise.
Yet 100 million people watched yesterday. I was told the 12-team playoff would make the regular season not
ruin
matter.
The regular season, but people are still pissed as the
Squidtard, I urge you to go watch Blue Chip Breakdown's film breakdown today. It was great. And it showed exactly why the play calling wasn't the problem.
How so?
I can't. I mean, you'll just have to go watch. I mean, it's a 28-minute video. They do breakdowns every week after the games, and a lot of this was Nico's fault.
Oh yeah, no, Nico had a terrible game. He couldn't throw a slant route. It was a bad
game.
Dude,
he missed so many wide open receivers. It's not funny.
Absolutely, that is for sure on him. But there are several ways to work around that. I didn't see not one quarterback run out of Nico, and I feel like that's kind of.
Well, we did. He ran out of bounds.
He ran out of bounds. That too. That's fair.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I can't argue with that.
That was perfect.
That's a good point. I can't argue with that.
That's called the Joe. That's called the Joe Milton run.
Oh
let me
David.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase it.
Hang on, guys, one at a time. Shit, there's 7 of us in here. Go ahead, David.
I said we saw a quarterback run. He ran out of bounds with 0 time on the clock.
All right, Squid. Go ahead, Squid. Go ahead, Squid. Go ahead, Squid.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is I meant to rephrase that. I didn't see one designed quarterback run. No read options. And this is supposed to be from one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the SEC. But no, instead, screw that. Screw any sort of creativity with the play call. Run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle, bubble screen, punt. That's our play calling. So just this dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Made me want to jump out of a window.
And then let me ask you, Squidtard, and I'm not picking on you, but since you brought it up, in your lifetime, how many football games have you called? Have you coached?
Okay, here we go with the.
I'm asking how many football games have you coached? About the same amount as me, 0.
Keith, to be fair, I actually stood on the same sideline as Josh Heupel a few years ago when he was at UCF, so I could be a temporary assistant coach.
Had he shaven that day, or did he have hair on the back of his head?
He and Dylan Gabriel beat Stanford that day. So
anyway, like I said, I'm not picking on you, Squidtard. I just think sometimes as fans, we think we know more than we really do.
Amen.
I feel like I could go out there and run up the middle 900 times and throw 13 million bubble screens and then call it a day.
Well, here's the thing: real
somebody
life is
needs
not college
to
football 25.
Somebody needs to explain to me what a bubble screen is, because I hear you use that term a lot, and we didn't throw that many screens last night.
It was practically the same, not near identical to a wide receiver screen, but close to. It's literally just a screen to the sideline.
And there's a bubble of blockers in front of.
Which did not exist yesterday.
Now, what was Sean wanted to say something after I
made
the joke.
Well, I was going to say, David, of all the years I've known you, that is like one of the most amazing, quick-witted retorts I've ever heard from you ever, and I wanted to give you props. So
appreciate it, Bob.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Hey,
look,
he ain't wrong though.
You're definitely not wrong. I was screaming at the damn TV last night, and he's probably screaming at himself today, thinking, "What the hell was I doing?" Was that 4th down? Do you remember,
yes.
Squid?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was, yeah.
Game was over.
That would have been the first down if we had time on the clock.
Well, yeah, ifs and buts, blah, blah, blah. But it was, situational awareness. He failed. That's just all there is to it. I mean,
That's a Joe Milton right there.
that's.
Well,
I mean, is that on the coaches or the player? That's got to be on the
Both.
player.
Both. It's on both.
Well, it's on both because we had plenty of clock to work with, but we chewed it all down for whatever reason. Friggin' Les Miles clock management.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy with the clock management last night.
It was just a complete coaching meltdown. That was all. I feel like that loss was entirely on Heupel.
I forget. Did Milton go from Michigan to Tennessee or Tennessee to Michigan? I forget.
Michigan to Tennessee.
Okay, that's why. Okay, because Michigan people thought he was going to be the shit.
By the time he got to Tennessee, he had already been at Michigan for a couple of years. And
like you would have thought that from Michigan people that Joe Milton had a golden penis or something, but it didn't turn out.
No, by the time he got to Tennessee, you had Michigan fans just being Tennessee haters because they wanted him to lose so bad.
Mm-hmm.
He may have a golden penis. It just didn't work out for him at either place. So.
Alabama's loss to Vanderbilt is the first time the AP's number one team has lost at least a 3-touchdown favorite since USC lost to Oregon State in 2008.
Oh, that was a good night. I remember that night. I remember coming home. And I had to
And
do,
it was Vandy's first ever win over a number one team.
First ever win over
because they
a
were
top
like
5
0
team.
60.
Well, yeah, I mean, 0 for 60. I get that, but never beaten a number one team. I don't know what that feels like.
you know what we get tomorrow, right? SEC shorts.
0 for 60 is not good.
It will
man.
be absolutely epic, man.
The pimp
SEC
is coming back.
SEC
Now they're
shorts are
1
gonna-
in 60.
I can't watch SEC shorts. I just
It is hilarious.
it is hilarious, but I mean, I just wait for you guys to talk about it, and then I'll go watch it.
What's up,
Well, you wait till
Squid?
they cut it up into little clips and watch the
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'm rooting for Onikuno. I'm rooting for your Sooners next week because now
Everyone's rooting for me now. I don't like this shit. I like to
Well,
be the villain. God damn it!
I'm not.
It's not even
I'm
that.
rooting for
It's not even that I want Oklahoma to win necessarily. I just want the bullshit to happen. I just want every single ranked team. I just want everybody.
You just want others to suffer because you're suffering. That's what's going on right now.
Well,
you want Texas, LSU, A&M. Who am I missing? You want everyone else to have at least a loss, so everyone feels like we're back on an even playing field.
If I want to watch somebody suffer to feel better, I'll just go watch Carolina Jackpot. That dude is so funny watching him go ape shit every time South Carolina loses.
I thought South Carolina would have at least have more of a fighting chance than they did the other day. That was my 3:30 game until I saw the pick 6 in Nashville. I'm like, well, I know what channel I'm flipping to. I'm flipping to the SEC network.
I watched enough of South Carolina's game to see that they have monstrous issues on offense, and without that,
Milton,
they
you
had
fucking
the defense
bitch, turn south.
was
You
okay.
But to everybody give Billy Cole a pat on the back. He called the Arkansas game, although I didn't hear you one time this week say Arkansas is going to win.
Well,
Yeah,
Billy
that's
said
okay.
that all
I
week.
did
He
not
was
hear
worried
Billy
about
say
it.
that.
It concerned him.
I think there were a lot of people.
Well, yeah, I
concerned.
think there were
Yeah.
a lot of people concerned.
And
Oh, I was
believe,
concerned.
I don't believe he picked Tennessee to win either. Now I don't have a vivid recollection, but I'm sure
I don't. We may not have. We
There.
may not have actually. I'm gonna have to start getting Billy Cole's actual picks every week, so I can keep it straight in the comments here.
Yep. What's up, Squid?
What's up?
I told everybody all week that Georgia would defeat Auburn, but we would not cover that spread.
I
I
don't
knew
think
that.
I've ever been in a stream with Squid BBD until now.
Look, I like Carolina Jackpot. I do. He's a very likable guy, but he's just making all this Tennessee video to quell his own disappointment for his team choking yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
won't
I
say
heard him.
choking, but
I heard him while he was watching the game last night. He was saying Tennessee could win the national championship. I still won't believe in them to win anything. So he's a professional Tennessee hater.
well, South Carolina fans ought to know what it's like to be talking about their baseball team winning it all. I mean, they were tooting that horn 2 seasons in a row not too long ago. So I don't want to hear it from you, Jackpot. Just drink your fucking nasty Miller Lite and continue to scream at your own team, and let us scream at our own team. Damn it!
Speaking of which, softball.
I don't
season
think
next
I've ever
year.
been in stream with squid BVD until now.
That is the first time I heard anybody ever say that. Well, softball season's coming up.
Listen, when you've won four national championships in a row, I mean, come on now.
I guess, is that officially when you've given up on your football team? When you
I
say
was
softball
about to
season's
ask.
coming up?
First of
Yeah.
all, I have not given up. I don't pay attention to. They have like their little fall events and stuff. I'm like, it's football season. I'm sorry, girls. I can't give you any attention. I think we might be the first program ever to put up a statue of a coach. So that happened. So
That's
Eltro,
great.
I don't know that BBS ever left us. I think it was rearing its ugly head right there in the background, waiting for this opportunity to pounce.
It was just laying
And-
dormant.
Yeah,
What is BBS?
battered ball
Battered
syndrome.
ball syndrome.
Oh, battered ball
Okay.
syndrome.
And let Tennessee lose to Florida at home next week.
I had a Tennessee fan tell me that if they lose to Florida, Heupel's fired.
That's
not,
just
no.
that's
You
just
keep
stupid.
up this play calling though, and the possibility of losing to Florida is not far fetched. I'll tell you what.
Squid tart, it wasn't a play calling, son. You need to watch the game.
Thank you,
It was.
Harry.
I guarantee you, it was. You
It
watch
was.
next week, and you'll see what I mean. Watch next week.
They don't play the same scheme
look.
on defense that Arkansas threw at you that they had not showed all year long.
don't
Okay.
think of it as Tennessee losing. Think of it as saving Billy Napier's job.
We tried that last year. They still want him gone.
Saving Billy Napier's job. Can't
See,
fire him
this
if he
is-
beats Tennessee.
That's true.
I don't know. They want him fired after they beat us last year. We tried to save his job then. They still want him gone.
Well,
Well, he
Florida
is pretty
still,
bad.
They still have the capability to beat you. Y'all just gonna
Whose
have to
cat
circle
is
wagons
lapping
and
up
play
milk?
your game. And you cannot.
I was about to ask what the fuck that sound was.
Huh?
I was about to ask who's smacking their lips on my damn show.
I don't know.
Who's about to get booted out of here? And come to find out, it's only Kuno's pussy.
Oh, wow.
First of all, I heard that shit too, so I am not the one. I'm the first one who brought it up. So fuck you.
I hear
Keith.
it now.
Whose cat's lapping up milk?
That's what I said.
I know that's what I'm asking. Who's got the guilty pussy?
Not me.
It's stopped.
Maybe we're just hearing things, Kuno. Maybe both
Yeah.
of us are going crazy.
Man, talk about battered ball syndrome. You're over here hearing pussies and you're just getting all.
That's better than hearing dicks.
Sorry, David. You hit your quota for once a decade of making a good.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Daggum.
He made two great quotes in
Let's be
that.
honest, David. Would you rather be hearing pussies in your imaginal ear or hearing dicks? I'm going with pussy every time.
Man, was it the video where you yelled pussy like 6 or 7 times? Was it in the late? It was in the Derek Dooley video where he didn't go for 3 at the end of a half or something like that?
Oh God,
You
I
were
can't
losing-
keep all those
Go for
videos
4, you
separate.
son of a bitch.
You were losing to Troy, and it was just
700 yards.
700 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, the
Those
Derek
days are
Dooley,
gone.
the Derek Dooley BVD is.
It was
peak.
fun to watch
You-
those.
Yeah.
It's not conducive to a family atmosphere, though, David. That's the problem. And now everybody wants family-friendly
Yeah,
shows where
The one I watched, he said,
people
the
don't
one-
say a single cuss word, and you can't even say shit instead of crap.
Who's running around
I mean-
saying that?
Well, nobody's saying it, but
Um,
just go watch some of these other shows, and you'll get your interested.
Jeez.
Fuck
I
that.
mean, Carolina Jackpot's the most unfiltered person on planet Earth, and he's popping off in terms of views.
Well, yeah, that tends to happen when you become a lunatic. I've yet to go full lunatic myself. So
Why do
my
you think
favorite
Uncle- why-
intro.
You
to
and
that.
Lawtide, Onikuna, are like two of the people that no matter how many losses you take, you get on and you're just like, well, congratulations to the other team.
Well,
And
because
that's-
I'm an adult, so I'm
doesn't
not.
You're
I'm
mean,
not.
that
doesn't mean you
mature
can
about
get
it.
unhinged because your team's losing.
I'm not
What?
19 years old anymore, where I can just like say shit without consequences or anything. So I gotta. Listen.
What?
My favorite
You
intro to a bit.
you Tennessee motherfuckers are partially responsible for making me lose my shit for the first, like really lose my shit for the first time in years. Like I mostly blame my inept quarterback for fucking shit.
What the hell did we do?
Wait,
Well, you took advantage of my inept quarterback's really boneheaded fucking mistakes, and I wanted him murdered on national television. It's like we force a fumble inside the 5, and I'm like, all right, we're about to punch this in. Our douchebag 5-star quarterback fumbles it on a pile. Like,
Gives it right
Yeah.
back to
you
us. Yeah.
fucking turd! What the? And
We
then he throws a
ruined
fucking
Jackson
lateral.
Arnold.
Yeah, you did. You ruined Jackson Arnold. I mean, he was already like showing signs. Oh shit, is he gonna be a head case? Like, well, this is the game he can come out of it. I was like, no, that's not it. That's he's done. You think he's gonna come back next year? And it's like, no, you don't get
He's
yanked on
transferring.
you don't get yanked on national television in a game that magnitude and come back next year.
At
You're
home,
done.
before halftime.
Yeah. And then Michael Hawkins, who the offense, he was never going to lead us back, not because he's incapable. It's just that's just a lot to ask a true freshman. But
Yeah, it's his first game.
He completed a forward fucking pass like a fucking adult, and it's like, oh shit! If he would have played the whole game, who knows what would have happened? Doesn't guarantee we win, but fuck, he actually ran the offense somewhat competently. It's like it was too much to ask for him to fucking lead that team back with that O line.
I just wonder how many people this week will actually be picking Florida to beat Tennessee within our fan base and outside of it.
I haven't watched.
How was your week this past week, BVD?
I could give a shit less about how my week was. I know my weekend sucked, and that's all that matters.
Don't you?
But this is going to be a great week.
Pretty much sucked for me because I ran into an arrogant person in a sporting event. Anyway,
Wait a second.
you ran
Well,
into
go
a
ahead,
arrogant-
Nicholas. Explain to us what happened to you at a sporting event. You've already put it out there, so now you got to tell us.
he was just being soft, and he was trying to stir up crap and everything else.
What kind of crap was he stirring, Nicholas? Do tell. Explain to us, please.
He was just
Yeah, we want details.
I don't know how to describe all that. To be honest with you.
Was he trying to take your popcorn from you and you didn't like that, or was he cussing
No,
out a
he was-
kid? I mean, was he
verbally starting.
Was he smacking babies or what?
If he'd have smacked the kid, I'd have probably smacked him, if I'm being honest.
All right, so Nicholas is keeping his person being annoying at a public sporting event to himself.
Man, what kind of riffraff are they letting into sporting events nowadays where you're dealing with people that verbally accost people? I want an investigation, God damn it.
It's called the northeastern portion of the United States of America.
He was
ban the SEC.
he was just trying to start a fight,
Lawsuits.
Where was
With you or with someone else? Because you'd have kicked his
with
ass.
me, yes.
I want to know where this sporting event was so I know what stadium to avoid because God forbid I run into
It was in
somebody
Cleveland, Tennessee.
That's that's Billy Cole's neck of the woods.
Wait, there's a Cleveland, Tennessee?
Yes, there's
Yes.
a Cleveland, Tennessee. It's much more known than the one in Ohio.
There's a Hollywood, Florida. So
Now,
Yes,
from the
there
start,
is.
is this or is this not Billy Cole's fault?
Now, okay, what?
No, it's not
Hold on,
because he
hold on.
wasn't there.
A better question. What monumental sporting event was happening in Cleveland, Tennessee that was not broadcast on every national media publication at the same time? 'Cause I have to know.
It was
the 64th
Lee
annual
University
measuring
women's soccer.
You're telling me
University women's soccer?
Lee University.
that was this weekend? Oh my
Someone
God.
should have been starting a fight with you for even being there, Nicholas. What are you doing going to a women's soccer game when there's much more exciting college football on TV? Come on, bro.
No, it was today.
God,
Well, today. Okay. Well, you didn't
God,
clarify that.
The only worst event you could go to in the state of Tennessee is a Green Devil football game. God.
That'll get you smacked, damn it. Hey, we got to see Hal Mummy coach Friday night. Kuno, did you know Hal Mummy is coaching football at Sullivan East High School?
It's not Halloween yet for another few more weeks. What's
Like how low do you have to be on the coaching?
Exist?
How low do you have to be on the coaching totem pole that you went from being the head coach at Kentucky to coaching at Sullivan freaking East High School?
Not
They
so
literally threw the ball every down, and they've done that
Sullivan
all
East?
season. Yes, Sullivan East.
So the ghost of Mike Leach is alive and well.
Yes, and they're trying to sling the ball all over. Their quarterback's getting killed. His rushing stats for the season are like 65 carries, negative I don't know what yards, and he might be the leading. He might be the leading rusher on the team.
Yeah, I know one of the women's soccer players. So
here's Cleveland, Tennessee's most famous resident. What's up, Billy?
Hey,
I'm pretty famous too, dadgummit.
But you're not from Cleveland, are you?
I live there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good God, you got a neighbor, Billy. Look out.
Whereabouts you live, Nicholas?
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Where?
Okay.
It can't be that
Where?
big. Which stoplight do you live at?
None of your business. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Well, Nicholas, I can pretty much assure you nobody's driving to Cleveland to look for you, buddy.
Fuck, flying.
If Billy Cole's there, he'll fuck them up.
Right.
I'd have to get on a damn plane to come see you.
I trust Billy.
Where do you live, Nicholas?
Is it near the airport?
What area of the city?
Yeah.
Sure
what general area? You don't have to tell us your address.
Let him answer.
There's a church right close here, right close to where I live.
Halt right there, Nicholas. There's 160 churches in Cleveland, Tennessee. Now go ahead.
Mount Olive.
Mount Olive. What street are we talking?
Harrison Pike, I believe.
Okay, I got you. Yep, out there towards the restaurant, Farmer's House.
Oh, you know, that's a little bit scary. Anyway,
did I just hear that there is an airport in Cleveland, Tennessee?
Yes,
yes.
I was making a joke. I'm sure there's some kind of municipal airport
in
there.
Cleveland, Tennessee. People just are aware of it.
The Airport Hair Care and Tire Center.
What people don't realize is Cleveland, Tennessee is probably it has been for years the number one employment city in the state. You got a couple of Fortune 100 companies here. You got several Fortune 500 companies here. The employment here is unbelievable.
Ready for some early lines.
What's that?
BVD.
Ready for the line in that Florida game? The opening line has been posted now.
I have no idea. What is it? Anybody seen it?
BVD?
Tennessee -11.
Tennessee
give me Florida.
11. Yes, Nicholas. Yes, Nicholas. For the love of God.
Give me Florida and the points.
And Alabama's line has been, Texas.
The reason I was at that sporting event to enter a question is
your mom was playing in it. Your mom was, yeah, I knew.
Let him tell us why were you there?
I knew one of the players.
Are you dating her?
Okay.
No.
Then I don't care.
Is she related to you?
No, she just really. I mean, she's kind of good looking anyway.
So you want to be dating. So you want to be dating.
There you go. Leave the kid alone. He's trying to pick up a soccer player. Best of luck to you, Nicholas.
They
he already has a girlfriend. She's on that team.
What?
Nicholas.
I'm totally confused now. Jesus, good Lord, what in the hell?
It wasn't over a girl. It was just he was starting stuff.
Nicholas. You were at a women's soccer game in Cleveland, Tennessee. Why other reason would you have there than to go get a girlfriend? That's what I'm trying to get at, right, buddy? Like, come on, buddy. I'm trying to help you out.
Well, he was starting stuff with me. I wasn't starting nothing.
No, forget him. totally forget the guy that was annoying
Why
and
were you
arrogant.
there in the first place? Why'd you go to there in the first? You said you knew one of the players, and I said,
Yes,
"Oh, are
he's
you
one of my
dating?"
really good friends.
I said,
Okay.
"Are you dating her?" And you said no. I was like, "Oh, well, then you want to be dating her, right?"
Kind of.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now I understand why you would go to some silly soccer game. You're trying to get some. I got you.
Yeah, there you go. It makes
Don't
perfect
hate-
sense now. We can
makes
move
perfect sense.
forward.
We can move on.
But the problem is,
How's your Billy? How's your day going, buddy?
Hey, when
You've already got your soccer player,
when
so
you're 69 years old and you wake up on the top side of the earth, it's a great day. It's a
I
great
hear you.
Damn
Yeah, they
straight.
lost today. So anyway,
I'm feeling better about being 57 and alive myself, Billy, so I can understand.
Man,
This
they
game
lost 2-0. My team did.
And nobody cares, Nicholas. We've already got the pertinent information about your day.
The Arkansas game did not surprise me one bit. All these people last week go, we're rolling them, and no, you're not. Harry heard me call this.
Yeah, you had
They
said
have
that
the
it was gonna be a
13th
hard
ranked
game.
offense in the country. They have a mobile quarterback, and we have a sorry secondary. Doesn't take, you don't have to add it up. Now the O-line is suspect.
And they've been suspect.
You know, when you can't pick up the blitz, there's something wrong. And as far as I'm
one guy
concerned,
got
they was undisciplined and ill prepared. And now I'll put that on the coach, but I never put anything on an offensive quarter play calling. You know, the offensive coordinator didn't throw the interceptions. The offensive coordinator didn't fumble the ball. So I don't never understand blaming the offensive coordinator. I mean, I woke up this morning.
No, Nicholas, he's just speaking in general terms.
In general, and I went to a big Tennessee. I wanted to hear the excuses, and lo and behold, right out of the mouths of Babe, well, we were on the road. Well, it was loud and noisy. Blah 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 blah. Why can't you just lose to a better team? We lost to a better team. We got our ass handed to it. It's nobody's fault. You lost. Let's move on.
You learn from it and move on.
Hey,
that's all you can do.
And a good dose of humble reality is good for everybody. Tennessee needed to be cut down a few notches.
Yeah, we were averaging like 50 points a game.
Kuno, and no disrespect to North Carolina State fans, we have not played anybody. Let's be honest.
Nobody denies that. I mean,
we have not
the
played
only close
anybody.
game we've had, Mister.
Where's Oklahoma ranked? Let me go look here. They were 15th.
14th.
They're 18th now.
Are they 18th now?
They're
We'll
18th now.
But
how'd they drop? They won yesterday, right?
Yeah, we had a great game yesterday. Great game plan. It was fantastic.
Dude,
Yeah,
they barely beat Nate. They
How do you
barely
win
beat
and
by
drop?
week. They barely beat by week. That's why.
They had a bye week.
The report came back from the practice that the food in practice was cold and that the ice cream was melted, and there was a lot of lack of execution. So that's why.
Damn it!
Sometimes you just lose. A better team.
Her name's Nora. Anyway.
Wait. Oh man. Jesus. Her name is Nora. Was she born in 1942? Goodness gracious.
No, she's in college, so she's younger than 1940.
You do realize that 80-year-olds go to college nowadays sometimes, right? To get that degree they never got because of wars and shit. You do realize that happens.
Well, she's a much younger than that, I can assure you.
They're
Nicholas,
wow.
you are definitely the king of just blurted out there.
Yeah.
You know what's
I can't help myself, man.
What's embarrassing?
Well, yeah, I could help you. I mean, if you need my help, I could definitely help you with this problem.
What problem?
This problem.
She's not the problem.
Well, see, there you go. You just made my point.
It was him that was the problem.
And now we're back to him.
man. I would much rather
So
talk
the
about her
line
than
with
him.
Florida and Tennessee opens up at 11. That's pathetic.
Give me Florida and the points.
That's pathetic.
Give me Florida and the points. Absolutely, Florida and the points.
Texas
Billy,
opens up at
who you
-8.5.
got, Billy?
Huh?
Who you got? Texas or Tennessee minus the points, or Florida with the points?
Florida with the point. I'm
Is
taking
your
the
name
points.
Billy,
of
Nick?
Florida.
Here, I'm gonna fix that problem. Go ahead, Billy.
God. I'll go out on a limb and take Tennessee in the points. I think some people's attention will get squared away this week. I think dose of reality will hit, humility and stuff. And every time we got a first down, it turned into 1st and 15.
Every time,
Offsides,
every single
offsides,
freaking time.
offsides. I don't know why he just didn't say, "Come here and stand next to me the rest of the game." Put somebody else in there. That's why you got a depth chart.
You can't
I
keep
don't
yourself in the
know.
foot like that over and over and over again.
Over and over. And you know what was crucial to me was the turning point of the game was the roughing the passer. That was ignoramus. Why didn't you hit him? They got a first down, and I think they went on down and scored off that. So
Was that in the first half?
I don't know.
Because if it was the first half, they definitely didn't go down and score. But
it was
the punter, the running into the punter killed us too. Because that gave them
that's
another
what I was
first
talking
down.
about, roughing the punter.
Oh, I thought you said roughing the passer.
I heard roughing the passer. I heard roughing the passer
My
too.
mistake.
That's what I heard.
Roughing the punter. That was. I mean, I know stuff happens, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was necessarily his fault or not, but fault doesn't matter. He definitely hit the punter upside. He hit the punter upside the head.
Sure.
So
whose fault would that be?
Well, I'm just saying sometimes guys get blocked into punters. I don't think he did. It was definitely a foul. I mean, it was the right call.
Yeah.
As were most of them that night, ticky-tacky as they may have been at points.
I think the only thing they got right as far as calling is when there's a minute and a half left and they let them score, and you see the defensive back waving through.
Yeah, that was funny.
You got Tennessee fans know what they let them do that for. What? That was the right call.
Oh, I think they should have done it at least one play sooner.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
whatever. We can sit here and Sunday quarterback till the cows come home and stuff. But
that's our job, Billy.
When you can't set yourself and not be offsides constantly, that's just lack of discipline and preparation. I don't
Are you talking about when Pierce lined up offsides, or are you talking about the offensive?
All of them. How many times was we offside last night? Illegal.
Well, we had at least 2 false starts that I know of.
Oh, we had more now.
Well, that's why I said that I know of, because I might have been yelling during the other ones. Pierce was definitely lined up offsides. I mean, some of the calls that were made, like the one where they called we had an illegal receiver downfield, and that was literally a play I think they should have let go. But I guess some of these officials see it as if, well, technically by the letter of the law, he was 5 inches downfield, 50 yards away from the play, but he was, I don't know.
I think the other great thing is special teams when Mississippi was deep on their own backyard, they punted.
You mean Arkansas?
Arkansas. I've always thought, the punter standing on the 50 or our 45, don't feel the punt. Just let it go. In fact, come over here and stand by me. There's no need to feel that punt because you're going to fumble it, and that takes that away. We're going to get the ball midfield. Just Just let it go. Just let it go.
The one thing that not confused me, but there was a play where they were backed up, and I think they were. I think he was trying to pass out of the end zone, and there was a penalty called. And I got all excited because I was thinking, hell yeah, that's a safety. You can't do that in the end zone. You know, I'm thinking we're going to get a safety, and it ends up being something totally different. I'm like, God damn it, we can't catch a break now. We're
Man,
shooting ourselves in the foot, and now the officials are shooting us in the foot.
Did you see today where, what's his name for the Packers, Jordan Love, he was rolling out of the back of the end zone. To avoid a safety, he throws a lame duck, and it bounces off his wide receiver's hands into the defender's hands for a pick six. I mean, it was a 2-yard pick six, but still.
Seen a lot of that this year.
That's crazy,
That's
man.
not the worst pick six I've seen this weekend. I mean, Miami won the game last night. But Cam
yes.
Ward had the worst pick six I had ever seen, where he just chucked it up in the middle of the field and it dropped in like a baseball onto a pillow in this dude's hands, and it's like he's like, oh, whoa, I'll take this and just go the other direction. No, but you know the Packers came back or held on and won. But
I don't know how many people noticed it, but we had a play last night where Nico bobbled the ball on the snap, and it just landed right in Dylan Sampson's hands.
I've seen that.
And we got
that
5
was the play
yards out
where
of it.
they're like, why are you running the ball? No, it was just a bad snap or bad handle of the snap, and it just like, all right, run the football. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was total oops play.
BVD, that bubble screen is when Tennessee has 2 receivers out on the sideline and they throw the ball out there. There's 2 people out there covering. I hate that play. I'm so tired of seeing that.
You and Squidtard both.
Run it once and let it go.
It's part of their offense, man. You're going, I mean, hate it or not, it's just like seeing these guys line up 5 yards deep inside the 1 yard line. Damn it, quit doing that, please. You know, one of these days,
they've seen that play. They've seen that play, and they know how to defend it. It's
these conversations.
I guess they're hoping that the blockers that out there are going to make their blocks, and that's why they continue to run it, Billy, in hopes that blockers are going to make their blocks, and Onikuno's wide receivers are going to run for 80 yards and a touchdown.
How many times did it work last night? I'll tell you, 0.
Ohio State's a 4-point favorite in Autzen Stadium. What do you guys think of that?
That sounds about right.
All right, because I don't know, it's a 4-point favorite for a road team who's, outside of quarterback has like maybe the best quote unquote built roster in the country.
They pay for you by built. You meant paid for, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Keith, come on. If you act like teams weren't built in the 70s by money, come on now.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, call it what it is.
We can publicly acknowledge it now as the difference.
Yeah, call it what it is. It was a paid for roster.
I ain't gonna sit here and pretend Barry Switzer didn't have oil money boosters buying up recruits in the 70s either. So
it's funny, he would win a natty and he'd go on probation for 3 years, then he'd win another natty and go on probation for 3 years.
No, to be fair, no, he OU went on probation before he became head coach, and then he won a couple of natties. Wow. And then he won a natty, and then he won a national title in '85, and then went on probation again. Then he stepped down because everyone.
Reese Winters, we did talk about poor clock management at the end, and that seems to be a recurring problem for us. This is not the first time we've seen poor clock management, and it irritates the fuck out of me. Because you got how many people standing over there on the sidelines looking at the clock?
Talking in his ear. I will say this. We had more timeouts left going into the half than Arkansas did, so we beat them on that. We went to the locker room with more timeouts in our pocket.
Well, you know how important those are in the locker room, Billy.
It's like they roll over to the next half. No, they don't. You can't.
It'd be nice if they did, wouldn't it?
You can't cash them in.
I think they need to roll over to the next game for us, Billy. Then we'd really have a bunch of them stacked up.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
On to the next game.
Yeah, that's all you can do. There goes that cat again.
I'm still holding Tennessee at 9-3.
That had to have been hairy leg because I don't
I
think
was
it was
just
on.
packing some cigarettes.
9-3, probably. I mean, I said 10-2 at worst. So,
Well,
you
10
know,
and 2 is going to get you in. So
maybe not. Depends on who the two are to, and one of them's already.
Your schedule's
One
good
of them's well. I mean,
you
what
play
if we-
Georgia. And you have Georgia and Bama on your schedule.
what if we beat Georgia and
Exactly.
Bama and lose to Kentucky?
Okay,
That's
then you're
very
10
well
and 2, and you
possible.
get in because you beat Georgia and Bama.
Okay, what if we beat Georgia and Bama and lose to Vandy?
You still get in.
No.
Okay.
What are you
No.
talking about? What?
Dude, you beat Georgia and Bama. It doesn't matter who you
It
lose
doesn't
to.
matter. It's
Well,
like
it
what?
matters who they lose to, doesn't it? What if we beat those two and Bama has a loss to Vandy and a loss to whoever, and
Tennessee.
you know, I mean, Georgia has a
We
loss
shit
to
the bed.
whoever.
Y'all
Yeah,
need
we
to
shit the
you
bed
know
in
you need
Mississippi
to
State.
rewire your
There could
brain
be,
that
Harry, there could be a lot of bed shitting going on
a
this
10
year.
and 2 Tennessee team with
Yep.
with those quality wins of Georgia and Bama is going to get in. I
Oh,
promise
wins.
you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got you now. Yeah.
Now you
if
might
they
be
did.
the 11. You might be the 10 or the
They're
11.
not going to
but
be the
you're-
11.
Come on, Sean.
They're going to be
Let
on
me
the
give a
top. They're
little-
going to be in the top half of the first round. Let's be real here. So, like the top 4 champions get in those first 4, but like if you're Tennessee 10 and 2, you're what, anywhere from 5 to 8 at worst. That's where
I
you're going
love
to be.
seeing people pick the top 4 and they have like 2 teams for the Big Ten and 2 teams from the SEC, and I'm
Because
like,
people don't know how it works. Because that's my top 4. It's like, well, that's no, the top 4 conference champions.
the top 4 conference champions
Yeah,
get
so
in,
it's
not
like-
the top 4 teams.
Why do you have Iowa State there? Because I think
They're
they might win
7.
the Big 12.
They might win the Big
Tony
12.
Kuno, I've said it all season. This 12-team playoff has solved nothing.
What do
All
you
it
mean?
has done is expanded it.
Okay.
Teams
but
will be crying, well, we beat them and we should get in and
it
this
don't
and
matter
that.
how many are in there. Of course, teams
Yeah.
will crying. College football fan. Listen, I've heard people say this 12-team playoff is going to ruin the regular season. After last night,
Yeah.
it's the same as always. Like
Yeah.
people are
Casuals.
just as big or just as high off a big win or just as low after a
Yeah.
loss, and it's like
20
it's too bad the 12-team playoff has ruined the regular
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Well,
20
I
million
don't
people
think
will
that.
still watch
I just-
Oregon and Ohio State. 20 million
I
will still
don't
watch
think
that
it's ruined the regular season. I just don't think it's solved anything. I don't.
Okay, who cares if it has or not? It's still
Yeah.
great. The sport is as healthy as it's ever been.
Yeah.
shit. It's still going to run the most numbers it's ever has. It's going to be the most watched season in college football history.
Yeah, next week is going to be amazing. Like no one's going to like from 3:30 at least from 3:30 to the end of the primetime games, like a back-to-back with OU Texas, and then you got Oregon, Ohio State.
Nobody cares about the OU Texas game.
I
Except
know,
you.
right?
That-
Yeah, Keith, it's our Super Bowl. You know,
I
that's
know,
what I've been.
I get
That's
it.
what I've been told. It's only one-sided because you know Texas.
Is Arch going to be playing in that game, or is he?
I mean, he might, but
Is he back on the bench yet?
No.
'Cause-
They have declared Quinn has returned, and
Oh, 'cause
with his horrible
Arch has
injury-
more passing yards than Nico, and that clearly means that he's a better quarterback. So
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
Is
Well-
Oklahoma still going with the freshman quarterback?
Yes, Mike Hawkins. Of course, they're going with Mike Hawkins. Mike Hawkins.
Why would they
is
not?
He's a capable human being who can complete a forward pass. So he is. They are going with him.
Well, I didn't know. They
Yeah.
started with the Arnold kid, and
Yeah. Arnold's not.
I
he
thought
done.
he might have been gimped or something. And
He done.
he is gimped. He can't fucking play football. That's his gimp, Billy. That's
He
his
missed multiple-
disability.
When you miss multiple like open guys in the biggest home game you've had in a while.
Now,
and you
if
fumble the
Nico keeps
ball,
running out of bounds on 4th down at the end of the game, you know, he may be gimped too. But
no, I
You-
actually
you-
thought he was hurt.
no, I know. You
Y'all want to
did.
trade? You want to trade? I'll send you Jackson Earl for Nico. I'll take it.
No, we're good. We're good. We'll take Jackson Arnold for the Merklinger kid.
No,
Who?
He might be
No.
a good fit for you guys.
no.
I mean, we need a 3rd string quarterback, Billy.
We've got one.
Okay.
I'll
The
still
Merklinger
take
kid.
Lance Hurd off your hands.
For what?
I'll give you Jackson Arnold. There you go.
So far, he has done 0 to prove his worth at Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll still take him.
Other than being a
I'll give him to
overweight,
Bill Beanbo will fix him.
other than being an overweight liability. That's all he's proven so far. And I stand on that, damn it.
Well,
Drink
you
Ritz if
won the
you're
transfer
listening.
portal. You won the transfer portal battle for him. So
We stand on
You what,
business
they're-
around here.
Yeah, they're standing on misery and misery today. That was
Yeah,
an ass
they,
whipping they took. That was an ass whipping they took.
They took a stumble too, man. They dropped like 8 spots in the poll. No, excuse me, 12 spots. My bad.
There
It's
you go,
probably
BVD.
the largest fall of the week. Do what, Billy?
Reese Winners
No,
over in the
Michigan.
comment. Lance Hurd killed our first 3 dives last night. There were several. He was offside several times. He was,
Michigan dropped 14 spots yesterday.
Well, they should.
They were number 10. They fell all the way to 24.
Yeah,
I couldn't
they
believe
did.
that.
They did. I missed that one.
I couldn't believe that.
The fact that they lost or the fact that they fell that far?
The fact that they fell that far when they were technically
Why?
the underdog. When they were the underdog, Vegas had them favored or predicted to lose that game.
I was
Because
surprised
maybe
Tennessee
it's
didn't
because
fall
they
any further.
suck. Yeah, I was too. I was pleasantly surprised to see we only fell 4 spots.
I was looking at 12 or 13.
Nah,
It's because
yeah,
you're in the SEC. If anybody else had done that, they would have dropped them that far. But it's because you're in the SEC.
Well, Arkansas does have a winning record right now. So it
Say
wasn't
that
like they
again,
lost to
Harry.
Arkansas does have a winning record right now, and
Yeah, Arkansas
not like
probably
Vanderbilt only had 50
should be in
wins.
the top 25. They should be around 25, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, if it wasn't for
They're not.
6 turnovers, they'd be 6-0. Or somebody said something like
Yeah,
that tonight.
yeah. Well, they do have two losses, so
they lost to the Pokes, who have basically
Jesus.
they have thrown up Mike Gundy, and that they've thrown up all over themselves. And we got ESPN announcers saying Ollie Gordon shouldn't play another down this year because the team sucks so bad. And it's just like it's like Ollie Gordon,
Virginia
you
whooped their
tweaked
ass.
an ankle, don't play another down. You're done. It's like,
who's your surprise team of the year so far? One at a time, please.
Indiana.
That's
Yeah.
who I was going to say. Indiana.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, 6-0, man. They must be on freaking cloud 25 up there.
They are
I
the
got-
first team
And a
to
coaching change too.
hey, how about
You know?
Pitt, man? They're 5-0. Give the Panthers a little love. They're
Yeah.
very quiet. They're just very quietly just sitting there, and they beat West Virginia, who's hot right now. West Virginia is kind of on a little bit of a roll. So
How
Kentucky.
about the Mormons 5-0?
yeah, BYU. So the Big 12 will be fun to watch because who knows who's going to win that shit. It's going to become the new ACC Wheel of Destiny, basically. Who's going to win the Big 12? Wheel
Yeah,
of
BYU
Destiny!
and the Big 12. At least they're close to the center of the.
I don't think Kentucky's done upsetting people either.
You're probably right. I mean, I'm not going to sit here yet and say they're going to beat us or really even have a chance to.
Right now, I see that as a toss-up.
Well, I see that as a game we don't need to be worrying about right now.
I was going to have fun this week with picking on Texas. Like, your SEC schedule sucks. Your first road game is at Vanderbilt. Who goes into Vanderbilt and never mind.
Right.
Never mind then. That is a
How
tough
you
road
feeling
game,
today? How you feeling today, Bama fans? Atypical Gump, I see you in the comments. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, atypical.
We got to play you, so you can't be asking us that question. Atypical Gump. I'm excited about that game. I think it could very well be a shootout, but I also think it could end up being like this Arkansas game where you look up at halftime and it's 3-0 somebody. I'd be shocked if it was like that, but with Tennessee, Alabama, history shows you just never can tell. You throw the record books out, blah, blah, blah.
The Vandy game surely was a shocker by far, but the other game that shocked me was Ole Miss and South Carolina. I thought South Carolina was going to be able to handle them.
I didn't. I never bought into that hype.
I don't know about handle them, but I thought they'd give them a better game. But
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Is you know,
I
I
thought it
thought
would be competitive, but wasn't.
I mean, Kiffin just took his band of floppers in there and laid a beat down on them.
I
Hey,
don't
like
think
that.
Did not generate no offense. There was
I
no
don't
offense.
think Sellers is the answer. Just my opinion.
I don't think
I don't think
offense
Beamer's
is-
the answer either.
Yeah, there.
Well,
But
it's all about recruiting, and he's been there 4 years, and I don't think he's exceeded what 6 or 7 in the SEC in recruiting, much less nationwide. So I don't know.
well,
Some
shit.
people says it's not by the stars, but name me a national championship in the past 20 years that wasn't in the top 3 or 4 with
top 3 or 4
stars.
consistently, not one
Exactly.
year.
Top 3 or 4
Exactly.
of what?
In the
Recruiting.
recruiting
In
rankings.
recruiting.
Oh, my team was.
You've got to have
Last
that.
time they won a national title, they weren't.
Yeah,
they
you
weren't,
have
They weren't in the
you
top
have to-
5. I guarantee
you
that.
you have to be in the top 5 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5 years in a row to
No,
really have a shot.
all you need, well, not 3 or 4. If you have two back-to-back really good classes that hit, you're an instant contender. If we're going back to the old BCS days,
Yeah.
Sure.
And now with NIL,
you don't need 3 or 4 back in the day.
well, not with NIL. I mean, not with the transfer portal now. So that just kind of
the portal can fill some holes for you. Like people, like you're finding out teams trying to build a team through the portal. There's a difference between, man, we need a solid tight end as opposed to we got to rebuild an entire position group. You're not going to do that. Period.
You're not.
Kentucky's finding that out.
Ask Mike Norvell.
And Colorado.
That's Lincoln Riley. Norvell. That's Lincoln Riley. He tried to rebuild his line through the portal, and like, nope.
Well, the thing now is too, if there's a 105-man roster, and if you wake up one day and you're senior quarterback, and I'm not saying this is about Ohio, I'm saying, or Oklahoma, I'm saying about anybody, and you wake up and you got looking at a true freshman, that's your fault for recruiting. With the transfer portal and a 105-man roster, and you got to resort to a true freshman, that's your fault. That's recruiting and the coach's fault.
When does that 105? When does that 105?
Next year.
Next year.
Next off season.
Yeah.
So does
that means 100. That doesn't. That's 105 total. No scout team guys or walk-ons. That you have 105 period.
Roster. Period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can have 105 scholarship players.
Yes, and that's
it.
So, no walk-ons, no scout team, whatever the fuck. So.
Right. So does that mean that not this coming recruiting class, but next recruiting class, you'll start seeing bigger classes to reflect that? I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to be.
It's a good question. I'm not sure exactly, but once we get to they're still trying to figure out if they want to move the early signing period in December because coaches hate. Like I personally like it, but coaches fucking hate that shit because no one wants to do early signing period in the first week of December, especially when coaches still have like, I got a conference title game. I know I'm going to the playoff. I got to get ready for that shit. And I got to sign. I got to make sure I get like 22 out of my 25 to get their letters of intent in. And then I got to worry about that shit. I got to worry about like signing day flips or whatever drama there.
Christmas shopping.
Well, coaches who are divorced don't have to.
I thought the 105 was in effect this year. It's not.
No, not my roster.
No.
I was going to say Oregon would go get some offensive linemen if that was the case. Jesus.
Tony Kuno's got some you can have.
You know how many kids are still in the portal? Like something like 2,000.
Well, yeah, because there are a bunch of morons who overvalue what they're worth, and they think they're going to go to a big school, and it's like, I have bad news for you, son. You go in D2.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they go D2 and then come back next year, and the same thing happens.
A lot of kids, people getting there, they think they're hot shit. depending on where
Oh,
they
I,
play football.
I,
And
I
look at
totally
look at
understand.
look at
It's-
Jacoby Matthews for Texas A&M. That dude thought he was gonna have his pick of the litter, and nobody picked him up.
like Texas picked up a running back out of the portal that was in there since February because they had a bunch of guys hurt at the running back position. And I had Texas fans say, "What a great move by Sark, dude! You picked up a dude who was in there in February. If he was worth a shit, he would have been gotten by now. Like he's just a warm body that I can put on a jersey in practice and just like get hit by other dudes. That's what he's there for."
Hey, I asked Billy this since he's the only other Tennessee fan in here. What do you think about Deshaun Bishop? I think he deserves a little more playing time. I mean, that's a fan being a fan. I'm not the coach. I don't see how they practice
I
and all
think
that. But
anytime you can get a backup some playing time and some reps is a good thing. I mean,
every time I've seen him come in and play,
yeah,
he's done great things. I mean, I'm not saying bench Dylan Sampson because he's one of the best rushers in the conference, but
I think aren't we rotating like on the line,
just
3 or 4
those
out on the
two.
line with the running back? Yeah, anytime you can get another running back in there, give him some playing time, especially with the transfer portal. Because if I'm not getting playing time, I'm gone.
Yeah, we got Peyton Lewis to worry about with that.
Well,
He's the fastest kid on the team, but they're not going to play him because they don't want to jeopardize his red shirt. But that's what scares me about him is he may be thinking like you're talking about, like, fuck this, I'm not getting my playing time. I'm going to hit the
This
portal.
is the environment we live in now.
Somebody will pick me up.
And the coaches let this happen. And Saban called it right 3 years ago. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Saban is exactly where he needs to be right now, making me laugh on Saturdays.
I like to hear him myself.
I do too.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. He's the funniest guy on that show.
Y'all won't believe this, but I had a Bama fan block me on Twitter because I had the nerve to say that Miss Terry was a lazy guest picker for game day.
How dare you say that? Miss Terry is a jewel and a fine woman, and I would
And the queen of Alabama.
She was the best idea to have as a picker on that.
Hey,
day.
did y'all happen to see Uncle Lou's video at the casino when he was showing the Alabama loss and he's mocking the Alabama game and this Alabama fan
don't video film. Don't film me.
Confronts me and him and Lou go at it.
No, where was that? I missed that.
It's on the video.
What's he doing in a casino anyway?
He got devastated by her. He got he has no
Spin
power,
Pete
no water,
must have kicked him out.
Yeah, I know all of that. I'm just thinking, how the hell did he get like?
I don't even know
getting to Cherokee. If he's at Cherokee, I want to know how he got there. Did he rent a boat or what? I mean,
I don't know what casino he's at or.
It's funny. It's funny. And
it's
then
a good video.
And then Carolina Jackpot found one today on some wild channel where Tennessee player number 21 after the game shoves this girl down.
I've seen that. Yeah, that's all over Twitter.
I don't condone that, but what did she say? What did she do was she taunting him and running her mouth? I don't know.
I have a great idea. How about you don't rush the field if you don't want
stay the fuck off the field. That's what I said earlier when somebody
this isn't me
brought that up.
defending Tennessee or anybody or any bullshit.
No.
Listen, if you want to rush the field after a big win, go
at
find
your own risk.
Go find people wearing the same color T-shirt that you are.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I mean? Like,
Harry, what's the fine in the SEC for rushing the field?
100,000, isn't it?
Well, Vandy got a fine too. That came down today, but
no, I think 100,000 is about right.
But I see people saying, "Oh, this is assault. This is that." It's like you ran onto the field with a bunch of 300-pound angry, 20-something-year-olds who just lost a tough game and they're pissed off and like they want to punch a wall. And if you happen to be in their way and happen to say anything antagonistic, something bad might happen to you.
Yeah.
I was a fucking photographer for a game pre-game. I was on the field trying to take. No, I'm serious. I was taking pictures and video for my full sail class at a UCF game, and UCF players were doing warm-ups. Like the D linemen were doing like little pass rush drills, and I turn around and this one guy goes, "Rah!" just to fuck with me. because I was in his space.
Yeah.
And I have that picture burned into my brain. I did 8 years of Army with no PTSD. I had PTSD of that moment of a 300-pound human being screaming right in my face, like, and he had just the agility just to get out of the way right before he knocked my ass over. So you're in there. No, that was
Oklahoma
at UCF.
player?
No, this
UCF.
is the UCF Stanford game a couple years ago. I actually saw Dylan Gabriel play and said, that guy's not too bad. Maybe he'll play at OU one day. But seriously, it was like you're in their fucking space. And so it's like idiots back in the old days at Mid-South and the Crockett territories who would try to rush the ring and beat up the heel wrestlers, and they found out the hard way what happens when you do that shit. It's no different on a football field after a game. So I don't condone here's what's going to happen. One day someone's going to do something stupid and a player's going to be so pissed that they accidentally knock someone cold and kill someone. It's going to turn into an episode of Law and Order.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to happen. And it's going to
Hasn't happened in the NBA. I mean, there's
the Malice in the Palace was a guy threw. I mean, but that was a dude throwing a drink from the crowd and started a riot.
Somebody got in Barkley's face after a game.
Oh shit!
He threw him out.
Holy shit! That guy was about to fucking kick Uncle Lou's ass. Is that why?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know what happened.
So
that's all you've seen happen.
I know. It's just the video ended. Is that because the guy cold cocked him, or
no? He's okay. He made a video.
I'm sure
today.
he's fine. Yeah, but
video
I'd
today.
still like to know how that ended.
It's
I would too.
It's a shame the 12-team playoff has ruined the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, that took some big balls of him to do that. I gotta admit.
I will give him that. He'll stand in the paint, and he doesn't look like a big dude, but he'll stand in the paint.
I mean, that was stupid, but it was ballsy at the same time. I mean, I know we all know why he did that to.
Oh, he did exactly
to have a video to blow up, and that's probably what's going to happen. But
man, he said that because he does that your season's over video every Sunday, and he says not doing one of those for the week Georgia lost cost him $1,500.
Well, he didn't have power at his house to do it.
Yeah,
I know, but because he wasn't able to do the whole production and get on there and do the Georgia helmet and all that and the other helmets, he said your season, especially on a day that Georgia had lost, everybody would have watched.
Well, of course. I mean, people were dying to see that video.
That's the shit I'm dealing with this week with this fucking hurricane.
Yeah,
if
can't
I
make
lose
your
power,
money.
well, it's like if we were on a bye week or playing Maine or some bullshit,
you wouldn't care.
Yeah, but I went to the game last year and I was able to take video and I was able to get back to my hotel room in a timely manner, do a video, and then a bunch of other stuff. So I've rarely been able to do this game from home. Like the only time I've done watch alongs from home was like 20 and 22. 21, I got invited. 21, I did this Twitch stream I got invited to, which was cringe. And I said, look, I had them pay me a decent amount of money to do it because, like, look, I can't afford to not make money off of this if I'm going to sacrifice for the channel. And so I gave them an undisclosed amount.
Hey, I totally know the feeling, bro. I've considered not streaming the Tennessee games anymore because I don't want. But I can't do that because I don't want to lose that $2 I made yesterday.
Keith, you laugh, but I tell people this all the time. I wish Lincoln.
I'm being totally serious. I mean,
I wish Lincoln Riley could betray Oklahoma every month. Are you kidding me? If the money I made for the month of December of 2021, please betray Oklahoma every month, Lincoln Riley. Please.
All right, Onikuno, before I get off here, I need a no trolling, no BS. If you had to bet $1,000, give me the score of the Oklahoma-Texas game.
11,000 to 2, Oklahoma. No, like I hate those. I hate those burnt orange people. They think their shit doesn't stink. They think they've played a bunch. They played
burnt orange is an ugly color too.
It is the worst. I don't like orange in general, but it is the worst of all orange. This is going to be a similar game to last year. This is going to be like a 27-24 game.
Yeah.
Now whether we win or lose, I don't know. We have to play we have to play our best football.
But
We
the
can't-
question was, you had to bet $1,000.
I don't have to do anything anyone tells me to do. I'm telling the truth. This is going to be like a 27-24 game. Mike Hawkins has to take it to the next level.
So you would bet $1,000 on that?
I wouldn't
Would you
bet
take the
$1,000 on anything. I don't have $1,000 to bet.
Well, I'm just rhetorically speaking. I mean,
someone could be listening and holding to it. So listen, I made a bet. I made a bet with someone who roots for Orange, and they still owe me $750.
I was about to bring that up. I was like, man, if Brazzy pays your
that
$750,
fucking
you'll have...
bitch, that fucking Clemson bitch still owes me money.
OGs, only the real OGs were there for that.
He owes me
Oh my
$700.
God, I remember that.
And when Nick Saban made that commercial talking to the girl about the dress costing $750, I almost took Brazzy's head and put it on that bitch and put it on.
Wow.
I came that close.
You absolutely should have. You should absolutely do that.
You associate, part-time assistant manager at a mattress store, motherfucker. Give me my goddamn money.
How do you really?
That's probably a lot better job today than it would have been back then, to be fair.
You know what? He's hiding that. Like, I'll never forget. Who was it? It was who was the Carolina fan? I forget. I'm talking about
Richard.
Dave. No, not Richard. He was former
Steve DeVisor.
Steve DeVisor. Steve DeVisor was like gave him so much shit because when Clemson got into, they made the Orange Bowl that year against Ohio State, and he was talking to Steve DeVisor apparently. And he was telling him how he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go to the Orange Bowl. I'm gonna get tickets. I'm gonna go down there." And he gave him so much shit about not paying me the money he owes me. And he made him actually really. He just kind of like, dude, you really should pay him that money. And he just really
wasn't there a Rolex bet that never got paid too?
I wasn't there for that.
Some NFL guys, Capizzo and
That's
Simon.
why I don't know.
That bet was ever going to happen. But no, the bet, like I remember exactly what the bet was. Like he kept saying Clemson's were this is before Clemson actually became Clemson. Before they got Brent to fix their defense. He just went on. I was like, Clemson's going to defeat win the national title this year. I'm like, no, they're fucking not. Your Dabo's gonna throw up on himself like he always does. He's gonna lose a game or two, and you're not gonna. And he was like Taj Boyd was the quarterback. That's Taj Boyd's gonna win the Heisman. I was like, I will bet you $750 fucking bucks right now. Initially it was like 500, but I was like, I will bet you that none of that shit happens. Period. Like, because at the time I could afford that bet because I knew I would have at least that much cash. I was like, I will bet you that money right now because he kept on talking, and the best way for people saying we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to win it all. I was like, all right,
pony up,
put up or shut up. And
I'm out of here. Enjoyed it, guys. Jerry Wells, I love my new place. Thank you, sir, for asking. Enjoyed talking with you guys. Thank you, BVD.
All right. Yeah,
always, you, Billy. Always.
All right.
Good evening, all.
All right, Billy.
All right, Billy.
Have a good Sunday night.
When we beat Texas next week, we'll make your win over us a quality win again.
Would you put $1,000 on that?
No, because I'm an adult with responsibilities.
There you go. I knew you were. Have a good one.
Would you run around in a casino yelling at a bunch of people you don't know, saying Oklahoma's going to beat the shit out of Texas because they haven't won a blah 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 blah?
No, but I'll do it from the comfort of my own home and try to get views. It's like I'll get ad revenue that way.
I'm wondering what was going through Uncle Lou's head when he was doing that.
Look,
I think he got exactly what he was hoping for.
Of course he did.
Yes,
of course he did. Like he listen, Lou does certain shit that I will probably never do, and I don't hold that against him at all. It's like dude wants to go. He wants to get the kind of like a Smash TV kind of concept, and it works for him. So it's like, he does it, and he can get away with it. So
I'm just wondering what casino he was in because most casinos won't let you film.
Well, he probably didn't care. He's like, I'll guerrilla film this and do what I got to do, and so like if he's
stand to lose a lot though if he gets kicked out of the casino. That's his second home.
So he got like the hurricane fucked up his living situation temporarily.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
That sucks.
No power.
No water. No power. No nothing. No gas at where he stays at. Nothing.
That is
I don't know if you saw the post that Battle Angel put up, but a street over from them has power, and another street to the other side of them has power. As their block is dark right now.
Well,
It's
that's what happened.
somebody that watches Uncle Lou and don't like him is in charge of the power situation.
Well,
Well,
he
no,
got
that's
that.
well, no,
That's
for
a
real.
transformer. That's what
The
that
thing
is.
you talked about that was similar. What happened in 2017 with Irma when it came up the fucking ass end of Florida. Like I lived in Apopka, Florida at the time, and our neighborhood, our power lines were underground. So we didn't lose power through Irma. Now Irma, by the time it got to us, it was a Cat 5 in the
That's
south.
good, BA. Now maybe sorry, Sean. Maybe y'all can get home and
Yeah,
Uncle Lou can get back to yelling at us Tennessee fans from the comfort
Well,
of his own home.
but
the power company said maybe the 10th,
yeah, man, because Florida was fucked up statewide for a while, but we were lucky and had underlying. We didn't lose power. No, we were down cable and internet for like first world problems for a storm like that. But by the time it hit Orlando, it was like a Cat 1, and that's what I think is going to happen with this one. We're going to get like by the time it hits Orlando, it'll be a Cat 2, Cat 1. It's going to fuck shit up for a little minorly, and we're going to lose power. And like that's the shit I worry about. It's like
Just
if
pray
I
you're on the
can.
west side.
BA, how hard was it for you guys to get to Cherokee? Seriously, it's not a troll question. I'm just asking. Because I know how bad it was over. Know how bad it is over in there, around Asheville and all those surrounding areas. I mean, that place is basically like it just sits down in a damn hole for all the water to filter down into.
I just gotta.
And I'm not concerned about time tonight either. We can stay as long as you guys want to talk.
Well,
I'm gonna have to get out of here in an hour, but after that, I'll be all right.
I get here an hour, so it's like I can hang out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go help the wife here in a minute.
I don't know that I'll go another hour. But I'm just saying, it's 9:00, and typically I like to shut it down at 9 because I share this room with somebody now.
I need to figure out if I can go anywhere on Saturday to watch the game. But you can't predict that before the storm hits, it's like, but thankfully the storm's going to hit like Wednesday-ish, Thursday-ish. And then hopefully we'll have an idea of like what everything's going on. So my plan is to hopefully, if things are good here, if I have power, I might be able to watch the game. I don't know, because I'm so dependent on the internet for cable stuff and everything. But
yeah,
if I can find a place locally that has power or whatever and said it's 3:30, I need you to put on the OU Texas game, please, so I can watch that. It's gonna suck if I can't do that watch along, because that will be granted, being in the SEC is going to help this year because I won't be so dependent on that game, because I'll still have Ole Miss and Bama and LSU and Missouri, and so those games are going to hopefully help. But like, this is the week that I hate having to deal with this shit this week.
Well, let's just pray that it goes south of your location.
The first good news I got this morning is that it started trending a little more south, because initially it was going to head right towards Tampa and right towards me. I'm like, fuck. But then this morning it was like, okay, now it's way below Tampa. It's more like Sarasota, and like the bottom portion of the eye wall is like way more worse than the top, apparently.
Absolutely.
But it's like, I'm in that department, but even so, it will still potentially be strong enough to knock out power and shit for a little bit. And it's like, so it'll be like a yard work type of day for a couple days bullshit. It's like, please let me survive this week and not have to worry about shit.
That it moves through quickly. The quicker it goes, the better it is.
Well, hopefully everything works out and you guys will be fine and nothing will happen, and
then we'll be Texas. That'd be great.
Back the fuck up!
Maybe that hurricane will back the fuck up.
Oh, dude, that guy.
I'm going to watch this 1,000 times, man. The look on that guy's face right there is just like,
back up!
I know people look. Me and Uncle Lou are cool now, and we got no issues with each other. But I've had that face before, You know, and
We
I know
all
I know a lot of people have had that face before.
We've all been there.
You calm the fuck down. You yelling in my goddamn ear. Go the fuck on. No one's yelling at you. You're standing right here in my goddamn.
What did he say right there? I bet he said you're standing right here in my goddamn space.
You're standing in my goddamn air. You're standing in my
You're
air.
standing in my bubble, buddy.
Well,
Back
there is a personal space.
Yeah,
that is
bubble. The bubble.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't. When you get into there's something that when you get into a man's personal space, someone who's bigger than you, there's a zone you don't go into, because unless you're just confident he's not going to do anything. And obviously
he's a braver man than me. All 5'4" and 95 pounds of me.
The people that only tend to be bigger than me are like professional wrestlers and NBA players. Like that's kind of like who I have to deal with, who are bigger than me.
And VOLS FANATIC, he's bigger than you.
Oh, is he now? Like,
yeah, he's a very large man.
Is he 6'4" and taller? Is that what?
He's 6'3". I mean, he's close.
So he and I are about the same.
You got an inch on him, but he's a power lifter. He's like ripped.
Mm-hmm. No,
Sean,
I'm 6'3".
You don't look that big based off your videos. You don't look that tall.
I do that on purpose. I do that on purpose. In case people think they can whoop my ass and then they meet me in real life. Oh.
Yeah, FANATIC is proof of that too. You can't tell by a video, man. Because all you're seeing is from the chest up. So,
and who is that Chicago Bears fan that was in the old TTC?
Drunken Tailgater.
I met Drunken Tailgater one time. Like he was here in Altamont, and I met him for a few minutes. He's like, "Holy shit, you're fucking huge, dude." It's like, "Yep."
Didn't freaking little Kobe get to be freaking huge too?
He was already huge, man.
Yeah, he was literally Sprout. He was little.
He was a big child.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was a large human being, and
I'll tell you somebody else that's a big motherfucker that people don't realize when they're calling him soft, and that's Boogie Bentley. That's a big motherfucker. 99.9% of those people, if they ever met him face to face, wouldn't call his toilet paper soft, let alone him.
I thought Trey would be bigger when I met Trey. I thought Trey would be bigger. Steve Advisor.
Well, back in the like fucking Brett back in the day.
Well, we've all seen D4, Jerry. We all know he's big.
Fucking Sorry
yeah, D4.
When I interacted with Sorry Che was like literally just a little taller than me. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, but he's a fucking bean. He's a beanpole, though.
Well, yeah, but it's like, even so, it's like, God damn.
That's crazy. He doesn't even strike me as that big.
He is, man. Well, we went in person. We did that. I came over to that place he was staying at, like his brother's place or whatever.
The really nice place.
Yeah, the one that was in downtown Orlando, and like where I pushed him in the water and shit. And it's just
I remember that.
God, that was in 2010. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Man, I still hear from Angie from time to time. Funny enough, I still talk to her.
Like Brett got in trouble because he
voter fraud.
This is not to get political, but when people were talking about actual voter fraud and mass, and like, no, that
every time people say not to be political, then they get political.
All I'm saying is, listen, voter fraud and mass does not happen. Unfortunately, the one person I know who did it was him, and he got caught. And allegedly, he got caught because he licked the envelope when he mailed in. Yep. He mailed in and they were able to find him that way, which is like,
damn,
that's allegedly what happened.
The most George Costanza way of getting caught ever.
And I don't know where he is now. I know he was serving time locally in a place upstate, just a little bit upstate, a little bit. And I think he's long out by now, and I wish him the best, but it was I'm not upset that I'm no longer kind of associated with him.
So Sorry Che end up serving time somewhere? Boy, that's a shocker.
Yeah, he did. It was
I must have paid him a bunch of money.
All the drugs and alcohol finally caught up to him. What a shock.
I helped him years ago because he was trying to set up a business, and let's just say I got some checks I don't ask questions where that money came from, and I don't want to know. And so he paid me decent money because I was helping him with some tech stuff.
Well, I can talk about this now too, Sean. He sent me a food card.
Yes, I remember that. That was talked about. I think Augusta Gator told me about that. So
didn't think that. that
I
he
think
would know about that, but
it was either him or some, or no, it may have been Carter. I could be wrong, but someone told
Listen,
me.
I got to get on out of here, guys.
all right, Harry,
All
appreciate you,
all right,
buddy.
Harry, have
Y'all
a
be
good one,
good.
buddy.
Enjoyed it. Y'all have a
Yeah.
great week now.
Yeah, but,
With several people, Squid. We're talking about several people right now.
Yeah,
but
several.
him, but it
From
was
back probably before you came along.
I stayed.
14 years ago. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I made a point to stay on his good side because I didn't want him to be an enemy.
Oh,
honestly.
me
Who's sorry,
too,
Che?
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
will, the dude, he would constantly try to come up with ideas to fuck with people. Like
He was good at it too, man.
He wanted to come up with like a fake reality show thing that he was going to set up, and he was trying to find. He couldn't get like the quote unquote punchline right. Like he was coming up with all sorts of shit. He was constantly, and it was just.
Well, half of those other people were friends of his too, like Sports God and the fucking guy that was acting like he was a Bama fan.
Yeah, that was
had
his.
they had the Bama fans tore all the shit. He's not a real Bama fan. Well,
that
no
was.
shit.
I've met him too. He's a. Yeah,
it was his cousin or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was his cousin.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yep.
But,
Tide Boy.
Yeah,
Tide Boy.
Yeah, I met him back in the day too, and this is back in the day when fucking.
This was long before anybody was getting paid to do YouTube and any of that shit.
I was like, whenever I talk about this shit, or whenever I think back on some of this shit, I don't regret some of the cool people I've met, like YouTube being included, but it's like, oh my god, I wasted so much of my fucking life on bullshit nobody should give a fuck about.
Yep.
And it's just like, why did I do this? Why? Because everyone talks about it as like it used to be fun. And it was like, yeah, like when you try this experiment where you try to do all these, bets or whatever, like it works for like a year. Like it worked for a year. And then after that, it was like nobody cared about like winning or losing games. It's all about drama. Drama took over everything.
Those Ubus were never about football. It was all about who got drunk the fastest and what kind of shit we could
Gravy,
get into.
like fucking Gravy was in the middle of that shit. All he cared about was causing drama. That's all he gave a fuck about.
Savage Tiger.
He was the master at causing drama.
Oh yeah.
Causing drama, yeah, but like he would I'm just like, oh my god, are we really doing more of this bullshit with this fucking obviously crazy person?
Yeah, thank God those days are gone.
Yeah, I don't think so one bit.
Like I started making money because out of necessity. Like I actually my channel went like, you can make money now. It was like 2016. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I guess I'll turn on the button that lets me make money.
Yeah.
And I would just do the same shit I always did. I would just like, all right, I'll do videos in the football season. I made $100, cool. That's neat. And then it's like, and then when COVID hit, it was like, it turned into, all right, I'll start making more videos and this will hold me over until shit gets back to normal. But it got to a point where it's like you get to 2021, I'm like, oh shit, you can make some real money if things go the right way. And it's like,
have you ever thought of doing a Patreon?
I do have a Patreon.
Okay.
I just don't really talk. It's just like, I don't do enough content I don't feel like I do enough content or anything I would consider exclusive to validate like promoting it.
That's
like,
what I tell people.
I make like $25 off my Patreon. You know what I mean? Because there's people who just, but so it's like, but I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't have what would I do that would be just for Patreon members? You know what I mean?
Like you don't have any perks to offer the people, really.
I just don't know what I would like. Like nobody gives me an exorbitant, like, so it's like the most you can give is like $10 if you really want to. So I don't have an exorbitant amount where if you give me $50 a month, I'll come over and suck your dick twice a month. It's like, I don't know. Just like,
what's up, Wayne? Well, you walked in right at the terribly wrong time.
Sucking dicks for Patreon subs.
Forget OnlyFans. Patreon's the way to go.
Hey, I make money off my OnlyFans. God damn it. Fuck yeah, let's go. Now, someone said you should do a Patreon. I'm like, all right, I'll do a Patreon. And it's like, I consider that petty cash. People throw me a few bucks there, but no.
Yeah.
But do people so like? I'm sure Keith knows this. It's like I have a handful of people that'll once in a while just throw me a decent amount of cash. Like, oh shit, dude, thank you. Like they'll send directly to my PayPal, Venmo,
Cash
Cash
App
App, or
or
whatever.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's me right now. It's like a every once in a while thing.
but there are some crazy people. Like, I talked about my friend Eric, who I have never spoken to on the phone or anything. It's just through messages. He paid my way through that to the Texas game last year in Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Damn.
I'm like, you're fucking crazy to do this. And I tried to talk him out of it 5 fucking times, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. And I was like, because I tried to find it out. Well, you know, like, because
I have a strict limit on how many times I try to talk people out of giving me money.
Well, no, it wasn't even about money. It was like he said, "Well, you got to stay at this hotel downtown. It's a very nice place." And like we tried to book it last minute. It's like, dude, it's going to cost so much just to go to this hotel. And he's just like, "Well, how much is it? Final total with tax is going to be this." I was like, "All right, here you go." I'm like, "Are you, dude?" He sent me like $700+ for a 2-night hotel stay in downtown Dallas. I'm like, "You're fucking crazy!" Like you just, and he just gave it to me without proof that I wasn't going to rip him off or anything. Obviously, I paid for the hotel and I did everything. So, like, because
cool.
I was also at the point where I was still dealing with like my meds and anxiety. There was a period I thought I wasn't going to that game because I was still having fucking moments where I'm like, I can't fucking deal with my shit. But honestly, going to that game, like mentally and physically, was like the best thing that had happened to me at that point. I felt like $1 million.
Yeah, I
like,
know, right, Wayne? And no, we can't lose to Florida again.
No,
And it's not going
no.
to happen. So get that out of your thinking right now, Wolverine. Just get it out of your head. And
I've
don't
talked to
think about
Wolverine.
it. And
I've talked to Wolverine on Twitter Spaces before. What's up, Wolverine?
Wolverine's a good dude.
I don't want to lose to Tennessee again, so we got to put a stop to that shit.
Well, you got a year before you can even worry about it. So,
Keith, I'm telling you, SEC championship rematch. Let's do it, baby. You win the rest of your games, we'll win the rest of ours. Let's make it happen.
Man, as an outsider looking in, I really want to see UT versus UT. I really want to see that. I really do. Just for the memes, just for the orange on orange crime.
what about him, Jerry? We've already talked about that, and we all have the same frame of mind. Stay the fuck off the field if you don't want to get accidentally shoved out of the way or intentionally shoved out of the way.
Rush the field at your own risk. Never, Jesus.
As I said, if you're gonna do that, rush to the people who have the same color.
Get on your side.
Get on.
That's why I always try to, if I can help it, I sit. If I'm gonna go to a game where I might rush the field, I sit behind my sideline. So if I rush the field, I'm running into Oregon players, if anything.
Does he need to be suspended? Is that a real question?
No, he does not need to be suspended.
No, he doesn't need to be suspended.
Maybe have a nice little one-on-one chat, and that's about it.
Yeah, like next time, maybe trip her instead of pushing her down.
Yeah, don't make it so obvious next time.
Baylor does this whole Baylor line thing where they have their students just run on the field, and I think it's like, how has no one been trampled to death at that?
Oh, they have not to death, but they've absolutely been trampled.
But they still do that shit, and it's stupid.
They're asking for someone.
Stupidest thing ever. I mean,
Apparently
this is the same campus that, like, you know, tried to protect.
Oh, this will cheer you up, Wayne and Tony. Or at least it sure as shit cheered me up and made my day a whole lot better. Yes, I'm playing it again.
That's fine with me. He just got power.
I might play it 50 more times before I end this show.
Back the fuck up!
Yeah.
You calm the fuck down. You're yelling from a goddamn ear. Go the fuck on!
No one's yelling at you. Tennessee has not won the SEC since last.
Back the fuck up!
Tennessee has not won the SEC since last.
Back the fuck up!
Damn, I love that.
Back the fuck up!
Not just because it's Uncle Lou, but I just love it because the Tennessee fans, you know what? Fuck this guy. I don't care who he is. I don't care what. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Sorry. Thank you.
He did just post on Twitter that he's got power now. So
That's good.
He will.
Well, BA told us that they had power, so.
Oh, he'll be back to making videos in the Loose Studios here
Man,
very
like
shortly.
There's going to be someone who has nothing to lose and will knock him the fuck out.
And exactly,
Oh.
Wayne, that was my response. The first person that brought it up tonight. Somebody had to tell me that Jackpot had a video about it, and I'm like, okay, so our fucking player pushed a chick that was out of her zone or whatever. You know, you should have stayed. You should have stayed in your fucking seat. Your team won the goddamn game. Isn't that enough? They tore the goalpost down for you, so you didn't get that pleasure.
I hate when they do that. I hate that so much.
What, tearing the goalpost down?
When the team lowers the goalpost and doesn't let their fans tear it down.
Well, that's a safety issue, so I get why they do that. You know, dude, if you get knocked the fuck out or killed if the goalpost hit you, man. Those are not, that's not light. That's not light plastic. There, that will fuck you up. You've heard the football hit that thing, goes dong.
Oh, they're definitely heavy. I mean, yeah,
like you could get.
You're going to be on the field.
Joe Washington, the legendary
rush
Joe
at your
Washington.
own discretion, I guess.
Joe Washington in the 70s went on a visit to LSU. And there was like LSU had won a game they weren't supposed to win or whatever. And he thought he got shot on the field. What turned out what happened was he got hit in the chest. The goalpost, like the corner of the goalpost at the top, whatever, hit him right in the chest. He thought he was shot. And like they took him, they got medical attention. He's like, no, you got hit by a goalpost. And so he's like, I ain't going to LSU. And he eventually committed to Oklahoma and became a legend there. But I was like, you got shot at LSU? What the fuck happened? He's like, well, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I got hit with the goalpost. Oh, they have a kickoff time. The Sunday Night Football got delayed by lightning, and they're finally they got a kickoff time now. So 20 minutes.
Who's even playing?
Dallas and Pittsburgh.
Oh, I will watch.
Undefeated Pittsburgh against a shitty Dallas team.
Well, I knew Dallas was going to have a rough year because, I'm just like, we're losing a bunch of key players. It's a contract year for a bunch of key players as well. There's going to be drama there. And it's like, nope, we're not going to have
You know how I knew the Cardinals were going to suck again this year?
You won today. What are you talking about?
Because they always suck. Yeah, we beat San Francisco. Guess what? They suck worse than we do right now.
That's a great win.
That's still the 49ers, bro.
What was the score?
That's a great win.
You won by one. I know Cattle Dog's happy about it.
It was, I think, 24-23. I think it was.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Just coming on the heels of 2 ass beatings. I thought we were going to be pretty good after that first couple of games. But
I kind of have to root for Arizona for Kyler. So I gotta root for Kyler Murray.
Hey, we got our shit pushed in 2 weeks in a row, so I don't want to hear it from you guys.
Let's see. No Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. So that'll be fun. Down another receiver. Good times. And I'm sure Pittsburgh will be fun. Pittsburgh is kind of like so-so, though.
They're undefeated, aren't they?
No, they lost last week.
Oh, okay. That tells you how much I follow pro football. I'll watch if it's on TV,
Yeah, my Sundays are all about reacting to the AP poll and then just kind of like chilling with NFL in the background. Like whatever game is on, I'll watch. I'll watch Dallas, and
we always get the fucking Titans and Falcons. I mean,
of course.
At least the Falcons are halfway decent this year.
I get to watch Baker in Tampa at least, so
They've got a good quarterback now, so idiots like David can shut up, and unfortunately, idiots like David will never shut up.
I will never get over Atlanta drafting Penix in the first round. You got Cousins and you drafted Penix in the first round. I was like, what? I know Cousins having a pretty solid year, and it's like, okay, all right.
So is Penix going to be a bust, do you think? Or
he's not
No,
playing.
he's not. You drafted him 8th to not
I
play.
mean, I know he's not playing because Cousins is playing,
but that was what was strange. You paid all this money to Kirk Cousins, and you spend your first round pick on Michael Penix Jr.
I
It's
mean,
like,
are they
what?
hoping he's going to spend some time sitting by Cousins and learning from him, or
I guess.
do you generally spend all that money and you fucking start the guy no matter what? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
It's weird because you brought in Cousins to be your new quarterback, who is a solid NFL quarterback, and you don't get him like an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, just a tight end, a pass rusher.
He doesn't need a tight end. He's got Kyle. Isn't Kyle Pitts still playing there?
Yeah, and he's finally starting to emerge a little bit. But I'm just throwing out things you could add to your team besides a quarterback who's not going to help you this year. And if you really think Michael Penix is the dude, but I mean, most quarterbacks are almost ready to play in the league more than they are 20, 30 years ago. Like CJ Stroud
How's Caleb doing? How's Caleb doing?
He's on the Bears, and he's up in.
I know he's on the Bears because I watched him on Hard Knocks, and he looked like preseason. He looked like he was going to do pretty good, but
I think he had his best game today. I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he hasn't been lighting the world on fire.
I love Hard Knocks, man. That's the only thing that keeps me halfway interested in the NFL.
Yeah, Caleb had his best game so far today. Well, granted, they played the Panthers and they blow, but you got to start somewhere.
Hey, it's the NFL, you know.
Ravens,
any given Sunday.
Pretty much. Got to start saying any given Saturday now too, with fucking Vandy beating Bama.
Fucking hell yeah. We play Arkansas 100 times. That's one time they would have beat us. Blah blah blah.
Oh, Arkansas. Oh, they finally got a big win, and they can tell everybody
they can keep their shitty coach another year now.
See, that's the plan. Must
be keep Sam Pittman.
I gotta love your buddy Bill coming in here and saying, "No disrespect, but we haven't played anybody." I'm like, "Oh, come on now."
Oh, did he do that?
He did.
Yeah, he said we had all due respect to NC State and we haven't played.
Oh, Billy, I thought you were talking about Bill for balls.
No, I'm just like, that's why I started laughing. I was like, dude,
that's who reminded me.
A few weeks ago, you were like, you know how many Tennessee fans were looking forward to that game and wanted to beat our ass after beating y'all in 2015? Like, shut up. It's like, because guess what? If we went on Saturday, all of a sudden, we have played somebody. We beat Oklahoma. That's how that shit works. I was like, stop playing the whole "you haven't played anybody" card just because you're down that you lost.
Who have they played? Who have they played?
I've been consistent about NC State, at least. I knew NC State sucked before you play them. So,
yeah. And how is good old Bill for VOLS? I haven't heard from him and.
I see Bill on Twitter from time to time. He popped into my chat the week we were playing Tulane, and he's like, "Please don't lose this game," because he was superstitious that if we had lost to Tulane, we were guaranteed to beat Tennessee the next.
Bill is the most superstitious human I've ever known.
Like, I call him out too. I'm like, Bill, you Luigi from Mario Party looking motherfucker, quit being a bitch.
Change your underwear. I don't know if he does.
Does he? I was going to ask you. Is that legit?
But I think I remember him telling me. I think I remember him telling me years ago that he whatever shirt he wears to a game. If they win, he'll wear that shirt the next time and the next time and the next time until they lose.
So funny.
Well, I do that with hats. Like I'm due for a new hat at this point. I wear out my hat until it's done.
Yeah, I like my new hat, don't you guys? It's not the University of Tennessee anymore. It's Knoxville, baby.
Well, the one hat I care about is made of gold. It's 10 gallons, and it looks pretty when you put it on your head after beating Texas. So I hope to see that happen.
Well, all right, guys. I think we've gone on long enough tonight.
13 minutes till kickoff. So yeah. right.
Night.
Oh, wait a minute. Can't leave now. Slim's here.
Oh,
Slim, I'll say this publicly in front of the whole 24 people watching. Miami is more backer than Tennessee right now. Definitely,
Miami is more
definitely.
backer.
You guys you've proven it the last 2 weeks with these fucking crazy ass comebacks.
Watch SMU win the ACC this year.
And your quarterback did not run out of bounds on 4th down last night either. So
No, he sure
threw
did not.
He threw a horrible pick six, like the worst pick six I've ever seen.
I'll take a pick 6 over running out of bounds on the last play of the game, though.
All right.
I mean,
All right.
I love Nico like the next guy, and I think he's going to be just fine, but that was pretty boneheaded. Anyway.
Good night.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
You too, David. Yeah, especially in today's landscape, Wayne. If it's targeting, it's targeting. Well, you got to get here earlier, Tony. You got to come earlier, bro. Look, I can't help it. I stream the same time Boogie does, and Boogie clearly is killing me in every aspect of YouTube. But, you know, you don't have to stay there the whole 2 hours. You can peep in over here. No, we don't need another Dobbs. I mean, Dobbs was great, and he's doing just fine as a backup in the NFL. The best job on the planet, by the way. Can't think of a better one. Until you get thrust into action, then it might become a little tedious. Dude, it's all so. Yeah, I mean, they're making all these rules supposedly to make the game safer. Just say that you're making all these rules to get in more fucking commercial time. Because if you got a targeting call, then you're obviously going to have them watch it again. That's obviously what should take maybe 2 looks at the play to make a decision. They're going to take 10 minutes looking at it, which gives you several replays of the fucking latest Wendy's Frosty commercial or fucking Peyton Manning and the goddamn dog dipping out spoonfuls of beans, Bush's beans. Just fucking say what it is, And Squid says that the play calling is the problem. Last chance to argue with him on that, guys. Go for it. And while you're doing that, while you're making up your arguments against Squidtard, saying it's not play calling, let's watch this again.
Back up! Back up! Back the fuck up! Back up! Back the fuck up! Back up!
I think that, quite honestly, needs to sit right comfortably beside this.
Well, fuck.
I mean, just imagine how pretty it would be.
Well, fuck.
You calm the fuck down. You're yelling from a goddamn ear. Go the fuck on! No one's yelling.
I think they fit perfectly together, don't you guys? I'll work on that between now and the next one. And it's not the first time anybody's ever clipped Uncle Lou, I'm sure, so he won't have a problem with it. And it'll be beautiful, and it'll get him more views. And I urge you to go watch the video because it's great. Well, fuck it, I got another minute 39 left in me. Maybe you guys do too. You might be wondering, why did it get to that point? How did that video get to that point? Let's just find out.
Goes so goddamn retarded that not only did he not have the balls to make that pass on the last throw, that complete total dud and dumbass ran the ball, and then it ran out of bounds with 0 time left on the clock. And I want you to look at all these stats. This entire place, did you see that? This entire place is filled with sad Tennessee fans. Tennessee is down bad. 1998. There'll never be another 1998. No matter how you live, no matter how long you live, you will never see 1998 again. Most of y'all weren't even alive in 1998. It's never going to happen again.
To be fair, by the looks of some of the people I saw in that crowd, a lot of them people might have been alive when we won it in 1951.
Y'all are just going to be miserable from now to the end of time. Tennessee is never going to win a goddamn thing from now to the end of time. It's just the reality that you're stuck in. I feel bad for you, but it just is what it is. Tennessee will never win a goddamn thing, ever. They ain't winning nothing, man. Nothing. Yeah, they do that every year, lady, and then they don't win shit. They ain't even won the SEC since last century. Tennessee has not won the SEC since last
Back
century.
the fuck up! Back up! You calm the fuck down. You're yelling at my goddamn ear. Go the fuck on!
No one's yelling at you.
You're standing right here in my goddamn.
What happened to
Hello, folks out there in YouTube.
God damn it. What happened to the rest of that video? That's what I want to know. Tell him, BA, if you're still around, tell Uncle Lou to tell me what happened in the rest of that video. Because he sent me the whole hashtag 1998 text last night. So, anyway. I think we'll be alive to see it. You guys might be alive to see another one. I don't know if I will. But I don't think it's going to take another 28 years or whatever, 26 years. I think we got the guy in place and we got the quarterback in place to do it. Yeah, he made a bonehead play last night. Shit happens. I've seen enough to tell me that he's not going to be another Joe Milton. He may not be another Hendon Hooker, but if we keep adding the pieces, we got to get some more fucking offensive linemen. Maybe some of these guys that we've recruited, you know, some of these 5-star offensive linemen can step in and play like 5-star offensive linemen, not like Lance fucking Hurd. I heard he was a good offensive lineman. Guess what? I ain't seen it yet. Love you, mean it. Hug your mom and daddy, and I'll talk to you Tuesday night.